On today's Part of My Take, our good friend Deion Sanders, first time ever in person, in studio, plus a very special appearance from Dana Beers, who drank some beers because he's got a problem.
You might recognize him from his name being on the Jimmy Fallon show.
My favorite part about Dana Beers is every time that like something happens, he's like, "Is this real life?" Well, yeah, it is. Because it's been real life. But yeah,
for somebody who's drunk all the time, you were always questioning your reality.
Is this real life? Am I alive right now?
I feel like I'm blacked out.
All right, we have college basketball, Unreal Weekend. We're going to talk a little who's back. Maybe get into a little who's going to be announcing what game in the NFL next year, because everyone's a free agent apparently now. And then we will finish up. We all read an article about the MLB lockout. You probably remember this because we've done it before, but it's been locked out for like 100 days now, so we all read a new article. So we're going to update everyone after Deion. And before we get to all of that, Black Rifle Coffee. Go to blackriflecoffee.com/take. Use code TAKE today and get the freshest coffee in America shipped to you. Black Rifle Coffee Company is a veteran-owned coffee company serving premium coffee to people who love America. Black Rifle Coffee is always there for our veterans and first responders. In 2020, Black Rifle Coffee donated more than 6 million cups of coffee to deployed soldiers, law enforcement, and medical workers through their signature Buy a Bag, Give a Bag initiatives. And Black Rifle Coffee imports their high-quality coffee beans from all over the world. They roast 5 days a week. The best way to enjoy Black Rifle Coffee is by joining the Coffee Club. You pick the perfect roast, how much and when you want it delivered to your door, and we take care of the rest. It's free to sign up, and you get free shipping, discounts on partner brands, and early access to new products and club-exclusive products. Go to blackriflecoffee.com/take. Use code TAKE today and get the freshest coffee in America shipped to you. blackriflecoffee.com/take. Use code TAKE today and get the freshest coffee in America shipped directly to you. Black Rifle Coffee Company. Go check it out now. I highly recommend it. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Part of My Take, presented by Black Rifle Coffee Company. Go to blackriflecoffee.com/take. Use code TAKE today and get the freshest coffee in America shipped directly to you. Today is Monday, February 28th, and this is only February.
It's almost March.
Almost.
It's not leap year this year. By the way, premature who's back of the week, making the leap year jokes, like no weed on February 29th. 30th and 31st.
That is true. Yeah.
I'll sign up for that.
I always wonder, like, we should probably get like a leap year baby on. How much does that suck?
Well, we are a leap year baby.
Yeah, we are. We true. Yeah, we are. We are. This is our 6-year anniversary. Is between today at midnight between today and Tuesday. Mm-hmm. Is our 6-year anniversary as a podcast. Is that right?
No, fifth.
1 1/4. We're 1 1/4 years old.
2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So starting our 6th year. Starting our 6th year.
The leap year babies always confuse the
We're
hell
in kindergarten.
Like, do you call yourself 1-year-old when you're 4? Maybe that's what Hezbollah is. Maybe he's just a leap year baby.
That's probably right. Andy Milonakis.
Yeah.
Actually, Andy Milonakis I share a birthday with. Most famous guy I share a birthday with.
January 30th?
Yes.
Wow.
Andy Milonakis, shout out. The king. The original king. I think he lives in New York now. We should get him on the show.
What do you think is
Can we get him on the show?
Sure.
Let's get him on the show.
What do you think the best birthday is? Like with the most famous people? We should probably do some research on that. Have a
that one we should
birthday
research.
Olympics.
I actually, all right, before we get to the
Mine's pretty good. Besides me, obviously, Jackie Robinson.
Okay.
Who's number one?
You're basing this off of the fact that you know.
Yeah, whose birthday is.
But I'm just saying,
should probably do research on
who's
that.
Batman, who's Robin? Me or Jackie are.
That was a backwards way of being like, my birthday's stacked.
It is. Justin Timberlake. It's big 3.
The unbelievable Saturday in college basketball. I did tweet, I love this time of year. People were saying that I say that all the time. So real quick, what is your favorite I love this time of year? Because I think you're allowed to say that like 7 times a year.
Okay, so off the top of my head, I love the week of July 4th.
Yep, love this time of year.
Barbecues, sun, day drinking, sweating, NBA. Well, it used to be the NBA free agency, right?
Yep.
I love that. big fan of the first 2 weeks of March Madness.
First 2 weeks, all of March. All of March, I love this time.
March is a good month.
I love this time of year. I love Thanksgiving week, feast week, college basketball, football, everything. I love this time of year. That's a big I love this time of year. All of October. Mm-hmm. I think I'm just a happy guy.
Well, what's the worst time of year? I'm going to say last week of August is pretty bad.
I hate summer.
No, I don't hate summer.
No, you do hate summer.
I don't like August. August is too hot.
Last week of August is pretty bad because I think we all have PTSD from thinking of that as back to school time.
Of course. That never leaves your brain. But yeah, it was pointed out to me that I say that a lot, and I think it's just I'm a happy guy who loves because like I'm now thinking about like the first weekend of May, Kentucky Derby, NBA, NHL playoffs. I love that time of year. Masters.
Mm-hmm. First week
St. Patrick's Day. I love that time of year.
First week in June can fuck right off.
First week of June. That's usually actually NBA Finals, but yeah, that doesn't really do anything for you. Yeah.
But the summer's coming up.
Yeah.
Love this time of year.
I love the whole summer.
You have the whole summer ahead of you.
That's what Memorial Day is for.
I think
the last week of May.
I think the only time you can't say I love this time of year is right after the Super Bowl until right now. That's it. Mm-hmm. That's the only time you can be like.
That's the time when I wish that they made a hibernation drug.
Right. But now that Super Bowl happens so much later, you really only have to deal with like 2 weeks because we had this Saturday, which was incredible. This felt like the true beginning of March Madness. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 9 teams in the country. So 7 out of the top 10 teams, really 7 out of the top 9 because Baylor was the 10th team. Lost on Saturday, upset Saturday, unbelievable.
I picked a really bad time to unearth the Tom Izzo is overrated thing.
Yeah, but that was such a classic Tom Izzo spot too, where like Michigan State has no identity and they've just been sucking terribly, and then they're gonna win that game, especially with the 3-pointer that the guy hit. Who hit that? Jake. We're gonna lean on you here. That was an awesome game to start the day, and then it was one of those days. Very similar to like a college football Saturday where you kind of lose perspective. I was sitting there watching Gonzaga play in a high school gym at St. Mary's, which I love. I love the WCC and how all the gyms are like super, super small. And I was like, oh yeah, remember Michigan State beat Purdue like 14 hours ago? Mm-hmm. This has been a fun day.
Yeah, no, that gym is
Tyson Walker.
Tyson Walker. Okay, that gym, I love the WCC. I love St. Mary's. They always manage to have like 3 Australians, 2 Kiwis, 3 guys from the Baltic states on their team.
Remember a couple years ago when I smoked a little too much weed and maybe took a little too much Adderall? I thought I had unearthed a point shaving conspiracy with St. Mary's.
Yeah, it's like turns out that's just how they shoot in Lithuania.
It wasn't true at all, but it was fun for that moment. I was very excited.
They went what 16-0 in their home gym this year.
Who, St. Mary's?
St. Mary's,
yeah, and that was Gonzaga's first WCC loss. St. Mary's is such a funny like group of guys because they have their entire team they look like a rock band down to like having their power forwards and centers look like the roadies, like the guys who are carrying the amps and stuff. And they have some like gnarly looking dudes. They had one dude who was just fully bald. And like I don't even think he was shaving his head. He was just like, no, I'm 22 years old and bald.
No, they kind of like strike a balance of like if BYU did hard drugs.
Yeah,
that's what you get with St. Mary's.
Right. It's awesome to watch, and they beat Gonzaga, who now we can say is soft. I don't like Drew Timme. Do you like Drew Timme, Jake Marsh? I didn't like him last year when he got. Can I? I have a critique of Drew Timme.
Go ahead.
I think his shoulders are too small.
They sink down a little bit.
They're too small. He doesn't have. Down a little bit. He doesn't have man shoulders.
He's got like
you can't play in the low post without man shoulders.
He's got like Reggie Miller shoulders.
Yeah, they're too slender. He's got like a 2-guard shoulders, not a center or power forward shoulders.
My critique of him.
No,
I'm a big fan.
I think he's okay. My critique would be that his mustache is a little bit too ironic.
His handlebar stuff.
Yeah, it's too ironic. I don't have a problem with guys growing mustache if they're mustache guys. Like Big Cat is a mustache guy. Adam Morrison, who are you talking about there, Hank? The H-Man?
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, that was ironic. He was a hipster.
Yeah, no, and
Adolf
Drew Timmy.
Hitler.
Remember last year when he did the mustache thing?
Yeah, down 15.
Down
in the
15
championship.
against Baylor. That was when I was like,
Yeah,
I'm
stop it.
off this guy.
The sad mustache thing was like that sorority girl doing the sad dance.
Yeah,
It's like,
Oh,
come
the
on,
crying,
Drew
wiping
Timmy,
away
you don't
the
have to do
tears.
this.
Yeah.
yeah. That game was awesome. Who's number 2? Oh, fucking
Storm Chasers.
shout out our guys, Ron and Caleb. Unbelievable day they had. If you haven't seen it, I'm sure the whole video is going to come out. They started the day in Fayetteville, where the Muss Bus beat Kentucky. Didn't storm the court because SEC, which it's very, very funny that the SEC of all conferences, where like it means more, and that's literally they're saying it means more, and people are crazy. They have the strictest fine schedule for any team or any fan base that storms the court or field. So Arkansas they stormed the field against Texas in football. Then they stormed the court against Auburn in basketball. I think the fine yesterday, if they had stormed, was going to be $250,000, which is crazy. So they were very adamantly like, no storming the court. They didn't let Caleb and Roan in the game. They barred them from the game.
Now, to be fair, they were also wearing like storm chasing uniforms. And
No,
gear.
they were there for a storm.
If they had gotten in, there would have been a storm.
They would have started a storm.
But they let someone in who mooned a free throw shooter.
That's
What?
fine. That's Arkansas.
That
It plays.
That's okay.
But then why not let Caleb and Ronan? They
Well,
were gonna
because the
do
guy.
something.
Well,
I don't think the guy walked in with his ass out.
Yeah. He's like, hey, I'm the guy here to moon him.
Maybe if they weren't wearing yellow, they would have been in.
Yeah, but no, probably. They
They
were
did stand out a
They were
little bit.
ready
Stephen
for
A.
him.
Smith?
Yeah, they were ready
No, I'm
for
saying
him.
if they were,
The
they're
element-
just-
Couture.
if
elements
they're
of
wearing
provocation,
Arkansas gear and just weren't
Either
looking
way,
like the storm chasers.
I get a FaceTime at like I don't know one. It was probably like 3:00 from them. They had their full gear. They were just standing on the side of the road, and they're like, "Hey, do you think Colorado has any shot of beating Arizona?" I was like, "You guys are going to Colorado? Like we're thinking about it." All I said to him was like, "It is a back-to-back in the mountain trip, which usually isn't great for the opposing team." And they're like, "We're going." They flew to Denver, drove to Boulder, got there for the second half. Colorado had an incredible second half, beats number 2 Arizona, stormed the court. Like maybe the greatest day ever that Caleb and Roan could ever have. Like they deserve all the credit in the world. Chef Donnie, Tom, Trey, just shouting them all out.
What happened?
Unbelievable.
What happened at the end of the Kentucky-Arkansas game, where Kentucky's players left the court before the game
That
was
was
over?
because of the
Protecting them
storm.
the
They were
storm,
they
Yes,
were they were
afraid
reverse.
of the storm.
They were reverse storm.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
they were basically putting
were hiding in the cellar.
They were putting duct tape on their windows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will
that's
say,
exactly
boarding it up.
Whenever there's a storm, usually the students don't go like tackle the opposing player.
I actually don't think it's ever happened.
Yeah, I get why
no,
they would do
I've-
it, but
I've-
I feel like
I-
I haven't heard any stories of it.
Now someone in this podcast room is going to say that I have a bias, but I faintly remember Coach K complaining that he thought that he was like under attack once and thought that his team was going to get injured.
He was crying.
That definitely
he was crying
happened.
wolf. That definitely happened. But I don't think that a player has ever been accosted by anybody.
Yeah, not
Because
that
we
I
would
know
hear
of.
about that. They would probably just take away the student section for the rest of the year if that ever happened.
Court storming Coach K. No, there was remember LeGarrette Blount? He hit someone.
Oh,
Well, that was an opposing
He was
player.
an opposing
though.
player, but was that who? There was one punch.
No, you're thinking of Jermaine O'Neal.
No, I know that.
It's an old video.
There was something did happen on a court storming. No, it was a player
Kansas,
ran
well,
over.
there was the Kansas.
There was a football player who ran over some kid once and was like, "Oh, it was an accident." Yeah, here it is. I just searched it. 2013, Coach K complains about Virginia court storm. So that was probably why it all started.
Yeah.
He was like, "I thought I was going to lose my life for a second there."
And so Cal, he got all his players off and then left his players out there on the court to hit a bank shot 3 at the buzzer to cover the spread.
Which, yeah, I pushed on that, and it's a new. I think most gamblers will understand what I'm about to say, but I was watching the game. It was nap time in my house. I watched the end of the game. Nap time ended. My whole family came back in the living room, and I rewound the TV, and I made them all watch it. And they were like, "We don't care."
Yeah.
I was like, "Did you see this? You see this? This fucking 3?"
I mean,
they're like, "This is like, please just put on fucking Moana right now. This is stupid."
It was a freight train that was coming about 5 miles per hour. And
Yeah.
everybody saw it coming. But it just adds insult to injury when Cal takes the rest of his team off.
Right.
And then he's giving up the game.
I knew too. You guys have been around me enough to know. Like I know when I'm dead before I'm dead. It was a math game. Arkansas was up 2 to 4 points for the last like 3 minutes, and I was like, at some point, a free throw is going to get missed, and there will be an inconsequential 3 that has all the consequences. Just a couple quotes here. Do you know how close you are to just put yourself in the position of one of our players or coaches? And I'm not saying any fan did this, but the potential is there all the time. But they can just go up to you and say, Coach, you're a blank, or push you or hit you or whatever. What do you do? What if you did something in retaliation? That would be the story, right? We deserve that type of protection. This is Coach K after Virginia stormed the court. He's basically saying, it didn't happen, but I'm so mad that I lost, I'm going to complain about the court being stormed instead of the fact that I lost.
But it could have happened.
It could have happened.
It could have happened.
I could have died.
Did we ever address what happened with Coach K when he just left at halftime on the eve of those stories coming out?
I think his
Tommy
grandson
Amaker?
needed a ride.
that might have been it. Hank, did you see that in the news?
Oh, I saw it. I remember what you guys said.
Yeah.
It was just kind of crazy that they were probably going to ask him about what happened with him just taking the Duke coaching job away from a black coach.
Yeah. Hank?
That's why he left at halftime? I thought he was...
No, it was interesting. It was just interesting timing.
This is the last quote from Coach K. I don't think he knows what college kids do. He said, they should have fun and burn benches and do all that stuff. I'm all for that. They're a great school, great kids, but get us off the court, and that's the bottom line, because Coach K said so.
That's fair.
Billy.
It was a Nebraska football player
There
who
it is.
punched a Missouri
Yes,
fan.
yes. I remember it like very vividly.
It was-
I couldn't.
It was a really bad sucker punch.
Yes.
Is it Will
yes.
Compton?
Yes. And he was saying, he basically was like, I felt nervous for my life.
Yeah, it sounds like Will Compton.
Kellen Huston.
Yeah, that's
he was
Will
a
Com-
holder.
No,
No,
it was
that's
Will-
Will
it was Will
Compton's.
Compton.
He uses that name whenever he checks in a hotel.
Oh.
So we had Arizona lose. We had who's number 3? Purdue? No,
Auburn?
Auburn.
and Tennessee.
Which that one, there's as crazy as yesterday was, Arkansas was a favorite, Tennessee was a favorite. So there was obviously some games that I think Baylor was a favorite. So there was a few games that it wasn't quote unquote an upset. It just felt like bedlam because 7 out of the top 10 teams lost.
One thing I will always respect about Bruce Pearl is how the man manages to get more tan over the wintertime.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's like he plays in Maui every weekend.
It's
He
Mike
just-
Shanahan, yeah.
He just glows. And I think it used to pop a little bit more when he was coaching at Tennessee because the orange of the Tennessee orange would be so strikingly similar in contrast to his skin, where he would just turn into a big giant sun out there.
The one I'll say, I'm gonna stop you on the glows. I think it's a glisten because he always has a sweat too.
Yeah,
it's a glisten.
It's not like the heavy sweat like
Right.
you see from the Sean Millers of the game.
Right.
But he's always wet.
He's like he looks like he walked through the misters at like a really hot like NFL stadium.
Or the Broncos COVID protocols. Where they
Yes.
just walk through the portable car wash.
Yeah, exactly. The like, oh shit, this will help me. I'll just get spritzed in the face for a second, and then I won't be dehydrated.
But I contrary to what I was saying on last week's show, I do like Auburn. I think that they're
Auburn
very
fans
fun.
are crazy.
Yeah, they're crazy, but I love their particular brand of crazy.
Yeah.
I'm mostly saying they're the team. You always have a team like, I don't know if I trust them.
Yeah.
That Auburn's I'm not so sure if I trust them yet, guys.
The craziest thing about yesterday was I walked away and being like, Kentucky is still like they lost, and I was like, they lost. They had two of their best players come back from injury, rusty, and they still were in that game. Like they fought back. They had a slow. They keep getting slow starts. I was at. As much as you can be impressed with a loss, like a road loss like that is nothing to be ashamed of in conference play.
Yeah.
Just like Kansas losing to Baylor, like when you lose these tough games, especially at the end of the season on the road, you can't be like, oh man, they suck now. No, it's just really hard to win.
I only think that a team sucks if they're in the top 10 going into senior night and they lose their senior night game.
Well, yeah, like
you can't lose senior night.
Like Gonzaga losing, if it's all perspective, but Gonzaga was a 10.5 point favorite. Arizona was a 10.5 point favorite. Like those are losses that shouldn't have happened. The other ones were really good teams they were playing. Arkansas is a really good team. Tennessee, Baylor, like these teams are really, really, really good.
You know what I like the new fashion trend I've picked up on is the net hats.
Yeah.
The students wearing the hats that are just the nets that get cut down.
And the Sharks in Arkansas student section were awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
They looked dehydrated.
They did. But yeah, I need to get my hands on a net hat. I'm a big fan of novelty hat.
What else so we were talking before the show because PFT asked Jake, what was your question about Providence?
Do you think the Providence, they're already in the they will make some noise department. I've got that file set aside for them. But would you say, is Providence a real threat?
Absolutely.
turning
Well,
time.
first off, shout out to Coach Cooley. Providence won the
Yes.
Big East for the first time ever
Yeah.
on Saturday.
Crazy.
Which is crazy to think.
And they won it with 2 games left.
yeah.
Their mascot still freaks me out. He
course.
is the biggest creep in the world.
Yeah.
No, mine is the St. Louis Billiken.
That's a
think
pretty
that's a weird
creepy
one.
one. Yeah, it looks like the Wuhan bat.
Did you? Yeah, that one's creepy. Did you see Xavier's got like an alternate mascot that
No.
basically is just a blue blob? It's very weird.
Interesting.
Yeah, I
Western
don't-
Kentucky's in that category.
Yeah, that it's basically what they were like. Ooh, Western Kentucky's cool. Let's just make a blue version of that.
Yeah. No, Providence, look, 24-3. Yes, they've won some tight games, but overall 24-3 is 24-3.
So
And I
yeah.
think they can make the Final Four.
So
why not?
Like the thing that drives me nuts, and I love obviously Ken Pom is great because he like you can basically look in the history of college basketball, like what teams will eventually be national champions, what teams will be Final Fours. Those advanced stats, everyone's got advanced stats now. I love using them. I do think that there's something that like the pendulum has swung too far on advanced stats, not by the guys who make the advanced stats. It's by casual fans who then discredit good teams because their advanced stats suck. Providence is #1 team in luck, right? That's what Ken Pom says. Wisconsin's actually very similar, where it's like Wisconsin wins a lot of close games, hasn't blown a lot of teams out. Everyone's saying, "Oh, wait till March, they suck." I think if you're a Providence fan, you have to just tune all of those fucking
They embrace
people
it at
out.
this point.
Yeah, because it's like enjoy the ride. College basketball is so much fun. The big games are so much fun. Like storming the court after you win the Big East for the first time. Do you think any of those fans care about fucking luck? Like that's so stupid. So what happens if Providence loses in the second round and everyone's like, "Oh, they sucked all along"? Don't let them take it away from you. That was a really fun season. The tournament is really, really hard. Anything could happen. I said to you, Jake, like Illinois last year. Illinois was really good last year.
Yeah, they could have won it all.
They could have won it all. They had a bad game against Loyola Chicago, who played their best game of the season. That doesn't mean they sucked all year. It just means single elimination tournament is really hard to win. I think Providence fans embrace it. Don't let anyone fucking rain on your parade. Big East champions. So what if it's some of these games are lucky? Like Jake said, 21-3 is 21-3.
24-3.
24-3.
But also the way that your team plays in close games.
Absolutely.
You can't really write stats around. You can't sequence the clutch gene. You can't actually put numbers around everything that matters at the end of the game, like all the small stuff. So that's just it might not be quantifiable. You might not be able to read it in a stat online, but it's still a thing that your team is good at. You can still say like we're a very good second half team. We're very good down the stretch.
Having seniors, having like senior leadership, not being able to say to yourself like we're not going to let this moment be too big. Absolutely, that all matters. And also hitting your free throws.
Yep.
Like at the end of a Wisconsin game, if Brad Davidson's going to the line, he's going to make them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
90%.
Like those are the type of things that if you have those type of guys on your roster, that's not luck anymore. That's just having good players who make free throws in clutch situations.
Back in high school when I was doing brackets, I would always bet on the teams that had the higher free throw percentage.
Yeah.
Team-wise.
Yeah.
In the first 2 rounds. And it's usually a pretty good bet to make because so much of it does come down to the end of the game where, if you have like a freshman that's attempting free throws, the moment's a little bit too big.
A lot of it is, free throws and having a guy who can bring the ball up. Like a senior guard
They say
who's not going to
veteran
get
backcourt.
rattled. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Who's not going to get rattled in big moments.
I've
Those
got
two things matter.
I've got a dumb idea that could revolutionize the NBA. Why don't they just go full court press?
Because they get tired.
Yeah, but the other guys get tired too.
Yeah, but I think the defense gets really tired.
Because then you got to also play offense.
Yeah.
With those same.
I mean,
defenders.
40 minutes from hell, Nolan Richardson.
Yeah,
And those are electric. Yeah.
Always love that.
I love
You know
whenever a team whips out a press and it just demolishes the other team. It's just hard to do for a sustained amount of time.
I'll bet you there's going to be an NBA coach in the next 5 years, someone who has absolutely no business coaching at an NBA level, probably on the Knicks, that's just going to be like, here's what we're going to do. We're going to press. We're going to play hard defense, and then he's going to absolutely barrel out that first year, probably not make it through the end of the season.
The best is though when you try to press a team and everyone on the other team can handle the ball. So it's like you try to press them and then look, here's the center being able to dribble the ball. That's also probably why, because everyone in the NBA can handle the ball. So it's not like essentially when you press in college, you're like at least 2 or 3 of these guys doesn't feel comfortable dribbling. like for more than 3 seconds.
Well,
so we can do this.
There's a guy that's like that scene in The Waterboy where the kicker looks at, he's like, yeah, that's my bitch right there.
Right.
There's one guy that you try to funnel the ball to on the press.
Yeah, and there's one guy who's always on a college roster who catches the ball and immediately panics. It's like, okay, well, you're fucked.
I just I looked up Ken Pom because I didn't know where he came from, like what his background was. He's actually a storm chaser himself.
Yeah.
He has a master's degree in atmospheric sciences
From like Utah or something.
University of he's an instructor there at Utah. He
Yeah.
got his from the University of Wyoming.
I knew he was out west somewhere.
Yeah, so
But
then
he's become, I mean, Ken Pom is not a secret anymore. It was, maybe 5-10 years ago, but everyone uses it. I think Vegas uses it.
Players and the coaches use it for their scout.
Yeah, players and the coaches use it. So obviously he himself is a genius, and what he does is great. I just don't like when casual fans try to discredit some of these teams who are having great seasons. It's like, fuck it, dude. It's hard to win games. 24-3, Providence. Like, I don't care if they're lucky.
so where's
Ride the
Providence
wave.
right now? They're
What?
pretty far down there, aren't they?
Well, in terms of Ken
Right
Pom,
now they're 39.
yeah. So
And they're
don't
a
let
top
them
10
listen.
to 15 team right now.
I remember
11 this week.
SVP like a few years ago. He would fight every single day online because Maryland was like very good, and Ken Pom had him like outside the top 20. And he's like, I don't care. Like, they're good.
Don't
And
apologize for winning.
yeah, it's like Wisconsin this year. They're good. I don't care. Like, they're not great. They're not the best team. I never said they were. But you can't get this. You can't get this point in the season and be one in your conference and be like, oh no, they stink. That's just not. That's not how it works.
I completely agree. I was
Yeah.
wrong in the preseason.
No, I'm not. This is not.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is more for Providence people. Providence people get it all the time. Like, everyone is going against Providence, being like, the luck has to run out, and it hasn't, and maybe it never will.
But also, playing in these tight games is great experience for when it matters most.
Agreed.
Good
In
point.
March, they could
Agreed.
win 4 2-point games
They're battle tested.
and go to the Final Four. Like, who knows?
Best. I love this time of year.
Best time of year.
Best time of year.
This is truly the only time I say it.
Best time of year.
Yeah.
Well, you're a man of integrity.
When does that start? When is your best time of year start?
I'd say the day after the Super Bowl through the Final Four.
So you're not even including the Super Bowl in your best time of year.
When college basketball is my favorite sport. When it has all the spotlight, it hits different.
Mm-hmm.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does. When it
So-
well, like that Saturday was awesome.
yeah.
It was wall to wall, the best. Just watching every single game.
Mm-hmm.
It was literally like every single 2 hours. Like, oh, here's another huge game that's going to happen. Here's another big game where there's going to be an upset.
And now we have brackets.
And now
the
we have
mid-major tournaments starting. We have brackets. Like, it's great to just see, like, ooh, this team has this
like
path to go
brackets, don't
dancing.
you?
I love
You
brackets.
fucking freak. I
I
knew
just
you did.
love staring at brackets.
Quickly, give us before we move on to some other talk. Give us your 4 1 seeds and 4 2 seeds on the latest Jake Marsh.
Yes, I just updated
You
it.
just updated it.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay, so number 1 overall. So there's actually not a lot of change despite all the chaos this week because
Everybody
who do you move
lost,
up?
yeah.
Yeah,
so
right.
it kind of cancels
Duke.
out. Duke did beat Syracuse. That was embarrassing.
Syracuse is circling the drain
Yeah.
at this point.
Is your
It was supposed to be a wild season. It is not.
Coach K called into Jim Boeheim's radio show.
He
They
did.
love
As
you.
Mike from Durham.
Mike from
Yeah.
Durham. It was a little
That's
fun
funny.
treat that he did.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
I think like Boeheim is Coach K's only friend. I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And they
They're
don't even
good
like
friends.
each other.
Well, and his sons.
Well, they coach.
Who plays
They
38
coach
minutes a
USA
game.
together.
Yeah.
Melo was on the team. It's pretty wild.
Mhm.
Anyways, the 1 seeds right now, I have Gonzaga, Arizona, Kansas, Auburn. Auburn was a lock a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah, that could be Kentucky or Duke's.
Yeah,
1 seed.
so I'd say right now, Gonzaga, Arizona are definitely getting it. Kansas, Auburn, maybe. And then 2s are Baylor, Kentucky, Duke, Purdue, Wisconsin, Villanova, Texas Tech, Providence, the 3s.
Interesting.
Now, how locked
I
in?
think if Wisconsin beats Purdue, they flip-flop.
And that would be a good game on Tuesday
Yeah.
night.
Will
Very
be.
excited for it.
How locked in do you get on your seeds, and how much can change in a conference tournament?
Oh, I mean, well, first off, this is my first year doing it, but a lot will
yeah,
change.
no, I
if
want
the
to know.
team
I want to know your
goes
I
on
wanna
a
know
run.
the formula.
Yeah. What's behind it?
Open the kimono for me.
Yeah. Who you got your playing games?
Right now, it's actually.
This is like of the playing games. Doing the playing games bracketology.
Oh yeah, this is
a
just
few
a
weeks
crapshoot.
before is
I have
is,
no idea what I'm doing off of.
Yeah, it's equivalent to the mock draft with 6 trades in the first round.
I met this one dude in Austin a few years ago. I forget the guy's name, but he is a bracketologist and he is obsessed with the NIT.
I love it.
He doesn't give a shit about the NCAA tournament, but he gets fucking laser focused on the NIT, breaks down all the matchups, has his bracket ready to go before they announce it.
Dude, I love I love the CBI, the CIT. Are they playing those this year?
Yeah, the CBI's in Daytona Beach. I don't
And
know
the
about
CIT?
the CIT. I don't know about the CIT.
Is the CIT the one where the championship games
Pineapple.
played? It's like a 2-game series at someone's home.
No,
I love
no.
those tournaments. I've told this story before, but in a former life,
Yeah.
before Barstool, I was taking a GMAT class because I thought I wanted to go to business school, and I was betting CBI and CIT games in a business class I had paid a lot of money for, or GMAT class, and I was like, this is the wrong thing.
Yeah,
for
right
me.
now, actually,
It
one
was
of
like
the first
Oregon State was playing. And I
one
was
of the
like,
first
"Ah."
4 games, I have a blue blood showdown, Indiana, North Carolina.
Whoa,
So that would
be
interesting.
fun.
That would be sick.
Very
Do you
fun.
agree, Wisconsin right now with 3? If they
Yeah,
beat
no, I
Purdue
think 3's
2-2?
fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, their win against Rutgers was very big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and
yeah, tune in, by the way, bench mob Brad Davison on today's show.
There we go.
Yeah.
Love this time of year. We got some more stuff coming up. We're gonna have Titus on. I think we're gonna have JJ Redick on coming soon. So we're gonna have a lot of good basketball content this next month.
I've really loved John Rothstein, by the way, tweeting during the war in Ukraine.
Oh yeah.
Like whenever everything's going to shit on that first night, and he was like, "Wow, just saw a schedule release pop out for like Providence at Corpus Christi 2024. Very excited for this. This is only February."
By the way, the war in Ukraine. Can I just ask one question? Friday night, Billy, how close were you to getting a flight to Ukraine? Because you had a
So,
tweet, you deleted
I
it.
know.
What was the tweet?
So the tweet
It was
basically
funny.
I have it. I
You
was gonna
do?
do my who's
All right.
back.
Me and the buddies, like, you know.
Wait, read it.
I'll
Hey,
read it, then you can
read it.
explain.
Yeah.
It's from Billy Football. The boys and I are about 7 beers deep, which when I read that, I'm so used to reading PFT's notations afterwards. So what would you translate that to, PFT?
Me and the boys are
about
are
7
about
beers deep.
7 beers deep. I'd say probably a dozen.
I was gonna say 12.
Yeah,
12
no, you have
feels
to
right.
you have to do doctor math, which I hope that they teach every doctor in America to do that when they ask you how much you drink and you say I have like 3 beers on a Friday. You have to at least triple that.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay. The boys and I are about 7 beers deep, and considering the free plane ticket from the Ukraine embassy to go defend freedom, we'll wake up and totally not do it, but we getting hype our end.
We're getting hype. You did get
All
hype
right.
about it.
We were
So
getting, well, no,
if at that moment, if you hadn't deleted that tweet, let's just play out a little scenario here. If you hadn't deleted that tweet, which you shouldn't have because it was very funny, and the Ukraine embassy saw the tweet and was like, "We will be there in 30 minutes. We got a fucking private plane and some AK-47s and rocket launchers." Do you think you would have gone?
you know those like memes where the guy's like, oh, went out with the buddies and ended up in a different country?
You mean The Hangover, the movie? Yeah.
No, but
Donnie
we
does.
saw it.
we did do the footwork where we like Googled like how you would do it.
That's some serious footwork. Yeah.
Yeah,
It sounds
and-
like you were basically in Ukraine.
Basically, and the pay is insane.
What is it?
I think it's like $3K either a week.
You'd be immersed. Billy Merks?
Yeah, but what happened is, so you go to the embassy, they get you a ticket, they fly you to Budapest, then they take you on a convoy over the border, and then you get to the outskirts. But what's crazy about that is getting in is easy, but like I think the problem is getting out once you're there.
Okay, Billy. So
Yeah, once the war ends.
once it
Once
ends,
you
it'll be
kill
fine.
Putin,
Yeah.
they'll let you out.
Yeah. Final
Anyway,
boss.
No, but you know it's not. I delete because it's like I'm sorry, it's not.
Yes,
we shouldn't really be
joking about it, but
joking about
but
it.
I'm not joking about it. Whatever the pay is, I will triple it for you to go there.
I'll match.
If
Boom.
Donnie,
So that's 6
Yeah, I'll match
times.
it.
if Donnie wants to go to Ukraine, because I want to go with someone else, need a little
should.
buddy
Why?
system.
The boys.
The boys, yeah.
Well,
7 beers deep.
They got jobs.
Well, no, answer me that. Who was
You do
which
too.
one of the boys was which of the
they
boys
do
was
those job things.
was the one that was really instigating, that was like leading the charge on Google?
No, we were just I hadn't seen him in a long time.
You were doing cyber
Some of my
warfare.
teammates.
That's usually what happens when I don't see my friends for a long time.
Well,
Let's
we
go
were just-
fucking fight in a war.
We were talking, current events. We were talking current events, and we were like,
I do love how it seems that
It's like, how's your kids? Hey, how's your kids? Seen any good wars recently we can hop into?
I love how Ukraine just it appears that they have pound for pound the most badass civilians of anywhere in the world. And when you look at, they've got like the Klitschko brothers.
yeah, that's
They've-
my who's back.
Yeah,
Lomachenko.
they've got Lomachenko.
Yeah, they
it's
got
like what's that
Yusuf-
town in Iowa? I think it's Iowa City. It's like if you get into a bar fight in Iowa City, chances are you're going to end up either against a collegiate wrestler or a professional MMA fighter.
Yeah.
It's like Ukraine is an entire country just built out of Iowa
Strikers.
cities.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but it
It's not a joke, but it would have been cool if you went.
yeah.
Well, the sports world has been condemning
It sounds hype.
Putin, and they're not pulling any punches. I saw at the World Cup.
Impasse?
The World Cup said that no impasse. Listen, trigger alert for all you impasse out there that understand emotions and feel bad for other people. You might not want to listen to this part of the podcast because it's about a war. There's the World Cup is like not allowing Russia to compete using their flag.
Whoa.
They're saying you take this one step further, Russia, and you're out of the tournament.
Damn.
But as of right now, they're allowed to compete, I think, under the Russian Federation acronym. And then the International Judo Federation stripped Russian President Vladimir Putin of his most senior official position in world sports, citing the ongoing war conflict in Ukraine.
This is like this is very similar to DMing Caleb Williams and being like, I know it's probably not going to do anything, but if there's like a 0.001%, like what if Putin was like, they took away my judo black belt, I'm out.
Well, he was the president of
Right.
the international.
I kinda
he was
like
an
it.
honorary
Do
know what?
everything.
You know what? I'm banning Vladimir Putin from Part of My Take.
Yep, sanctioned. And
Can't
any
come on.
oligarchs.
Unless he wants to come on in person, so that way we can kill him.
Yeah, Billy will.
Billy will kill him.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are invited onto the show, but you have to sit in between Billy and Jake.
And it's not a trap.
Not a trap at all.
It's not a trap. But yeah, we are sanctioning all oligarchs, Russian oligarchs, and Vladimir Putin from coming on Pardon My Take.
And we are pro Ghost of Kiev.
Yeah, I think
Sure.
that's one of those ones that's
It's-
weird.
it
It's
doesn't
very
matter,
weird
though.
watching
Billy was going like 3 for 3 on misinformation.
It's
Yeah.
also-
No, it doesn't
I saw
matter.
Billy's,
It's
I saw
growing
Billy's tweet,
narrative.
and immediately I want to believe it, but if like I consider myself a student of warfare, an aviation war as well. I don't think anyone's got an ace in a day in like 75 years.
And it's
Right,
also
because there hasn't been a
Ted
war.
Williams.
Because they didn't have air-to-air missiles like they have right now, which makes it virtually impossible.
It was 30 hours.
But-
so he landed and went back up.
that's
Okay.
also the
He
weird.
tapped in, and that,
Yeah.
he didn't sleep in.
He switched
He
planes.
He fell back
yeah,
asleep.
gassed up, grabbed some
It-
combos
it
at
does-
7-Eleven and went back up there
I
for
mean,
some strikes.
Pumping-
Ghost is back.
Pumping misinfo, like, that's going to actually help them, though. So it doesn't really matter.
Maybe if there's a 0.01% that Billy's
Yeah,
tweet
that's
about
true.
the ghost help, sure.
I just think there's definitely a weird thing that's happening on Twitter right now of like war porn.
Yeah.
That it's like, I feel really uncomfortable with this.
Yeah,
I'm just going to
tur-
stick to
I-
college basketball.
I did respect the guy that was carrying the anti-tank mine away from the bridge while smoking a cigarette.
Was that
was pretty
real?
Cool. That was real.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there was the farmer.
Was it
that could
though?
have been from any time. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was real. And it's an anti-tank mine.
How do we know that was real?
I saw it from several people on the timeline.
Who cares? Let's just gas up the Ukrainians.
Yeah, just
like
gas
they need
wait,
some gas.
Careful,
Yeah, but we're
careful,
also
Billy.
making
shit.
yeah, come
Yeah.
on.
We're hyping them
But
up.
it's also
hyping them up.
but it also makes war look cool and war's not cool.
War's
Right.
not cool. It's
That's the
Right.
part
the
that's,
last place.
that's a little
But Klitschko standing with a machine gun was pretty fucking badass.
It is, but the situation that he's in,
Right, right.
very uncool,
Right.
deeply uncool. Sitch.
a lot of fake videos going around. That's the weird part. All right, should we do hot seat cool thrown?
Well, the weirdest part is like the people that take a video that
back?
know that it's not from this thing, and then they just like tweet it out themselves.
Well, it's
like the
for
people
clout.
the people
Yeah.
that start it. It's very, very strange.
Do you think that? Yeah, I mean, this is. Listen, we're at a point in the world where I don't think there's anything that could ever happen, tragedy like an apocalypse, where someone wouldn't be out there trying to get some clout off of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a fact. That's just how the game works now. I'm sure there'll be some fake like nuclear missile clout going around. People being
yeah.
like, oh, look, I saw these warheads down the street.
Like when Matt Patricia tried to do that to Marcus Mariota before the playoff game in Hawaii, when they're like, "Hey, nuclear threat inbound."
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Did he really do that?
No, he
Wow,
didn't.
that would have been fucking awesome.
He's a rocket
need a
scientist.
lot of fact checking on this. Spotify is going to pull this podcast for sure.
Fuck it. We'll be the bad boys.
This episode, the only episode ever deleted.
Do you
This
think
one.
could we do an episode of the Joe Rogan podcast, like one of the ones that they took down, where we do a cover episode?
Yeah, I don't want to.
We just say all the
Billy
words.
has to say them. Deal.
Okay.
Jake has to say them. Jake's quoting it. You know he wouldn't say it.
Nobody's ever covered a podcast before, though.
Yeah.
Could be lucrative.
Just re-release them like Taylor Swift. All right, let's do Who's Back. Sorry, Hank. Who's Back? You're right. I'm out of practice. I don't know why I'm out of practice. Why would I be out of practice? Oh, because we didn't have a show last Monday. That's why I'm out of practice. Yep. Who's Back of the week?
Something stupid, but I didn't.
Brought to you by Coors Light. Coors Light is our favorite beer in the world. Do you ever feel like you're always on? What do you do when you need a moment to chill? How do you like to hit the reset button and get ready for what's next? Well, crack open a Coors Light, ice cold Coors Light. If you're on the go, go, go. Work, friends, family, a million pressing social issues, and an expectation to be on. Nothing is better than a nice cold Coors Light, ice cold Coors Light. It's made to chill, literally made to chill. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged. It's literally made to chill. I also will just say, if you see an ice cold Coors Light in a can and you don't drink it, I don't know what's wrong with you, because it is the sexiest can in the world. Actually, tune in to Pardon My Take YouTube with Deion Sanders. You'll see the sexiest can in the world in action with Dana Beers when we whipped out some ice-cold Coors Light for him. So Coors Light is our favorite beer. Coors Light is the one I choose when I need to unwind. When you need to hit the reset, reach for the beer that's made to chill. Get Coors Light in the new look delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/take. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. CoorsLight.com/take. All right, who's back of the week? Hank.
My Who's Back of the week. This is my favorite time of the year because college baseball is back.
Oh,
Ping,
yeah.
Ping.
No MLB.
Thank you, Mincy.
Thank you, Mitzi. We'll get to the MLB later at the end of the show. But Tommy Tanks,
Yep.
he's on NC State. I believe it's 7 home runs in his first 9, maybe 8 out of 10. Either way, he's kind of the main story, the main attraction of college baseball this year. With no baseball going on, it's getting even more heightened, coverage.
This is college
And this
baseball's
kid hits
time to shine.
bombs.
Yeah, he does. Tommy Tanks.
Who's the
Seems
guy?
a great name.
Who's the dude on? I think he's on Ole Miss. The big dude.
Yeah, that guy's like 7 feet tall.
That dude's awesome too.
Yeah, Tommy Tanks has. I saw a list of most home runs
8
per
and
team.
7. It's 8 home runs in 7 games.
Yeah, I think it's 9 now. I think it is 9th.
9 and 8 games.
Wow.
I have the stats here.
Yeah,
9 home runs, 21 ribbies, 29 RBIs, and
I like what you. No,
ribbies.
go with ribbies.
Okay, ribbies.
Go with ribbies.
Also, some people get mad when you say RBIs
Yeah,
because
it's
technically
Rs.
it's R runs batted ins would sound weird. So it's
ribbies.
ribbies.
It's Risby.
And 588 batting average.
Wow. And are they playing real teams yet?
I gotta check.
Yeah, I won't.
Tommy Tanks
I
is
just did
on
my
another
Providence
planet.
thing. I'm not going to do that.
We should just get the disinfo going, just become a disinformation podcast. This guy, Tommy Tanks, is the guy from the college or from the Little League World Series a few years ago that said he just loves hitting dingers.
Dingers. Yeah. that's it.
Evansville, High Point, Longwood, and Quinnipiac.
Okay.
Quinnipiac's
Great schools.
legit. You guys
They
taught
scored
there.
double-digit
yeah,
runs in.
I'm sure
6 of the
Quinnipiac's
8.
like up to speed on baseball in
Yes, absolutely.
in January and February in Connecticut.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
I'm sure
feel-
they've been training.
I feel like their baseball team is
Nonstop.
it's their hockey team that's trying to stay in shape.
Yeah, it's like all the cold weather teams coming down.
Hey, they pushed in the
just to
extras
get-
in one of the 3 games, 12
just
to
to
10 in 10 innings.
just to get Tommy Tanks to tank their ass. All right, that's your Who's Back?
It is. I also had Storm Chasers and Billy Warmode.
Yeah.
We covered
Billy
that.
War mode.
PFT, your Who's Back?
My Who's Back of the week is Hank the Tank. Hank the Tank is back. He's been kind of exonerated. So they did DNA testing on all the bear break-ins. It turns out there are 3 different bears that are performing these break-ins.
Love it.
So that means that Hank the Tank is no longer in jeopardy of being shot and killed.
Yeah.
So-
but what about
Unless that's misinformation, so then they can make you. It's okay if they kill all 3.
Do you think it's like this?
They
this
realized
is
that Hank the
California,
Tank had celebrity. and
Yeah.
if they killed him, it was going to be a problem for them.
or this could be like their version of The Wire, where they had to invent a serial killer to get more funding. Maybe the Parks Department invented Hank the Tank to get people's attention on the bear break-ins. That's what
We're
I think
talking
might be
about
happening,
bears.
actually.
But by the way, because we made a Hank the Tank shirt, go buy it in preparation for his untimely death, so we could sell more shirts. Memes tipped me off that the Bengals fans found the Harambe shirt.
They don't like it.
Like a few days ago. Took them a couple weeks, and they were very mad.
Yeah, they're extremely upset. But to be fair, we told people not to buy the shirt.
We said it was a sicko shirt,
said, "Do
and
not
also
buy it."
to be fair, if you should be mad at anyone, it should be mad at the Cincinnati Zoo. Not we didn't kill Harambe.
It's a great litmus test of like I said that again. No,
it's
like
okay.
The hive mind of the internet when it's like if someone posted it, I saw it, and it was like, I can't believe they made this.
Yeah.
And then there was a lot of people being like, I know this is so fucked up. And then there was a few people that were finally like, yes, it's funny. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Also,
not that serious.
Also, shout out to few people who I assume are AWLs who snitch tagged me. That was nice of them. It's like, who the fuck made this? And it's right below. It's like Big Cat. It's like, fuck. Damn it.
My other who's back of the week is my back. Have a little back injury that I'm battling through over here.
Ben Simmons.
It's not good. I stopped doing my stretches because I'm lazy. Stopped doing my exercises. So today, as I was cleaning up my pile, the back got thrown out again. But it's not all bad news because Stu Feiner had reached out to me last Thursday or Friday and invited me to do something really stupid, which I was going to do. It was
he hit me up too. I did not respond.
Yeah, I replied to it. He
tried to
me.
honey dick me with you.
Did he?
Yeah.
He honey dicked you?
He tried. Go ahead.
I
say
think
it. Then
I think he honey dicked me
go
with
ahead.
you
say
too.
it, and then I'll say what he said to me.
Stu Feiner reached out and was like, "Hey, a bunch of us are doing this half marathon. Do you want to sign up for it with us?" And at the time, I was like, you know what? Like, I've never wanted to do anything less in my life than a half marathon. I hate running. Running's the worst. It fucking sucks. Don't do it. But I was like, maybe I could be the first person ever to do a half marathon and not ever tell anybody about it. So I wasn't gonna talk about training. I wasn't gonna talk about it after the fact. I was just gonna do it and see if I could do it, just to see if I could do something that I really did not want to do. But now I have a back injury. I can't.
You're
That's
good.
a week of training. It's 8 weeks away.
Yeah.
There's no chance I can do it now. If you think canceling a dentist appointment is an electric rush, imagine canceling a half marathon.
Yeah, well, I did.
It feels great.
He texted me, was like, hey, we got this half marathon. PFT's running it. And I just didn't respond. And then a day later, he was like, you don't love me anymore? I was like, no, I still love you, Stu. I'm just not running 13 fucking miles on Long Island in like the middle of fucking whatever, March.
It was
thank
going
you.
to be May, I think.
Okay, either
Maybe
way.
the first day of May. But I'm so pumped to not have to train for this fucking thing and then running, and it would have just been the worst of all time.
You got to get back on your stretches, dude.
I got to get back on the stretches. It's like 20 minutes a day that changed my life.
I played pickup hoops for the first time in 2 years on Saturday, and my stretching before and after was longer than the time I played.
Yeah.
That's just what it is now. That's just life.
It's so easy to do.
Yeah, this is for
Well, the tricky thing is once you do the stretches, you feel better, and then you stop doing the stretches because you feel better.
Correct. You're like, I'm good. My
Yep.
back is good. All right, my who's back of the week is James Harden, who is healed of all ailments. The new look Sixers look pretty damn good. Also, everyone's very upset because they're going to break the record for free throws today against the Knicks. Joel Embiid shot 27 free throws, and James Harden shot 10. The game took like 4 hours, so this is going to be awesome, though. Watching James Harden, and I do think the Sixers are very good now. Like James Harden's perfect piece to pair with Embiid, but it's going to piss people off, especially that James Harden has now done it twice, where he's skinny all of a sudden again. He feels great, and he just duped everyone. And he's going to do that to the Sixers.
Oh, yeah,
too.
yeah. That's what's so funny about the situation is like a year and a half from now, they're going to be in the exact same situation that James Harden was with on the Nets. But you don't care as
Right.
long as you can win. If you can win and then he turns into a dickhead later, that's fine. Doesn't matter. But I think everybody in the situation, even Daryl Morey probably knows. He's like, all right, the clock has started on this right now. We have about 6 months of prime Harden.
Yes. Let's get it done.
Are there any strip clubs in Philadelphia?
Yes.
There are?
There's a BYOB strip club in Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah. So that's like 2 months now.
I love it.
Clock's
Love
at 2
it.
months.
And then my other who's back is BuzzFeed, because sometimes you just get lucky. You're online at the right time when a tweet gets posted and you're like, this is going to get deleted. BuzzFeed tweeted at 3
That was me
o'clock
when I
today.
saw Billy's tweet on Friday.
Yeah, yeah. You're like, oh, God put me here in this moment, knowing that this won't be here for the next 5 minutes from now. They tweeted, nurses, what is the most haunting thing someone has said to you on their deathbed?
Oh my God. That's gonna be a hell of a slideshow.
You won't believe what these people said right before they died. How crazy is that tweet?
Take this quiz to find out what sort of haunting deathbed statement you are.
I'm not even taking it from the perspective of like Twitter cancellation, like fuck Dead Speed or BuzzFeed. I almost said Dead Speed. BuzzFeed. I love how BuzzFeed just goes so fucking hard in the paint. They're like, we will make content out of anything. I wish they kept that up. Like,
Yeah.
why not? Like, go. I even said, I was like, do paramedics. Like, paramedics, what's the grossest dead body you've ever come across?
Or just like the grossest thing you've seen.
Yeah.
Police officers, tell us.
Yeah. What's the most gruesome crime? What's the most gruesome car crash you've ever seen, paramedics?
And there's definitely, the thing is, there's a market out there for it.
Yeah,
If they
I would've clicked.
If they had made that article, they definitely would have gotten all the traffic from it,
Oh.
and everybody would have pretended to dunk on it. But the reality is, people would have clicked on it because they're interested in the creepiest shit ever.
yeah, BuzzFeed, go for it. This is why. What was the old website? The not Live Leak. Faces of Death.
Faces
Remember
of
that?
Death. Yeah, that was a bad
That was
one.
a website for a while, folks. I don't know if
Upworthy.
it's still there.
Remember
Yeah,
Upworthy?
that shit. You were just going on to see dead bodies.
There's a Reddit thread about people's last words.
Really?
Yeah, and there's a ton of them.
So that's probably what they did off.
Yeah, it was all about people confessing to crimes they did when they were younger that they gotten away with, and then one guy said where
But
their money was hidden.
Wait, Billy, pull up the thread, and then later on in this episode, this is a cliffhanger. We're going to do the BuzzFeed article.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. That would be awesome, though. Like, right before you die, you just whisper to the nurse, I did it. It's like, and then they got to figure out what the fuck you did.
Can we backtrack real quick to the dead body website?
Yeah, facesofdeath.com.
Or Rotten.
This is,
you remember Rotten?
Rotten, yeah.
Rotten was
this
really
is
bad.
early internet. Early internet.
So what-
I don't know
what
if they
was
exist.
it?
I don't even want to look up on them anymore. It was just you could just see it was basically it was actually Rex Chapman's Twitter feed. Yeah,
Well, yeah.
It was like, watch this guy get electrocuted, block or charge.
It was you'd go over to your friend's house, the friend that had absentee parents that were never around, after school, and then you would go on the internet, type in rotten.com, and then your fucked up friend would be like, look at this guy got shot in the face with a
Yeah.
shotgun. And then all the sane people in the room would be like, okay, we're leaving.
Yeah, no, we don't want to look. And then you'd look and be like, no, I shouldn't have looked.
I peeked, and then I was
Yeah.
like, I'm above this.
This was terrible. Yeah, it was
I'm going to
just-
pretend that I'm better than
And
you
you'd
now.
have one kid who would just be like, would love it, and it'd be like, this is fucked up. Facesofdeath.com. Wasn't there a Curb thing where he got a death book? Did I make that up?
I don't know about that. I was more of I was a mulletsgalore.com guy.
Yeah. Hank was a meat spin guy. I've said meat spin a few times. People are like, definitely. I mean, I meat spin my friends all the time. That's funny.
It was the
Just
original
set
wood.
it set it in as your homepage.
Yep.
I was a Live Leak guy, but not. I mean,
Lively
that
had a little
had
of that.
crazy shit. but
Yeah,
not
Lively
like-
had a little of that.
I didn't think I was going
wasn't-
on there for dead bodies.
Am I
I was a Justin TV guy. Go there, watch some preseason NFL games. Check out the chat. The chat on the Justin TV streams was always electric.
That was
Wait.
Twitch, right?
It turned into Twitch, yeah. It was Twitch before Twitch was.
No, it
maybe?
literally,
No, it did, yeah. It
Yeah.
turned in, the company became Twitch. But originally it was just people broadcasting, I don't know, Univision.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it
All
was
right.
just illegal streams from everywhere on the planet.
So I think I've Berenstein bared myself. Faces of Death was a movie. I think I'm thinking of Rotten.
You're thinking of Rotten. Faces of Death was a video series.
That's right.
One day I rented a house out in Dewey Beach, Delaware. Went out there with my friends, and they had an entire VHS collection of all the
That's
Faces
right.
of Death.
That's right. It was yes. Okay.
Yeah, Dewey Beach is a fucked up place.
All right, Billy, who's back?
My who's back was the Klitschko brothers, but I think I'm going to bring back the spreadsheet from March Madness.
Oh, good.
Oh, jeez.
Look, I know this is ridiculous.
Here's how I bet
but
every
I
team
got
and only lost 25 cents.
I'm thinking I'm going to take all the favorites from the first round and bet all of them to win the whole thing as a future, and then bet the money line on all of the underdogs, so that the money lines pays for all the future bets.
Okay.
But
And
what
then if they lose,
No, I like it. Let Billy cook.
This makes sense.
Yeah.
but then if they lose, then
Okay.
in the next round bet the future on those teams.
Can I ask you a question though?
Yeah.
Not about the spreadsheet, but have you thought about just gambling? responsibly, but like I've been doing one pick a day. It's fun because you're like, this is my one game. I feel strongly about this. I like to bet on this game, not betting on a game being like, well, if they win, I can also win this one and that one because you're never gambling.
Well, I bet
you found a way to just make hedging a lifestyle.
It's arbitrage.
Yeah, he's just hedging.
The thing is,
constantly.
I have been following college basketball as closely as some guys, so I really don't have.
You think that like I follow soccer when I bet on it?
You don't actually follow the.
No, I mean you can't.
You guys want to do a quick talk in soccer?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, what's up?
Did something happen today?
Oh yeah,
Caribou
the Caribou Cup. The goalie came out and Baggio'd it into like the 5th deck.
It's sick.
What does that mean?
Hit it really high over the crossbar.
Yeah, Roberto Baggio.
Yeah, you don't have to be an expert. I mean, you could be an expert, but even if you're an expert, I don't think you'll win.
I just feel like this way, like I feel
you know,
like I have
shouldn't
control.
have stopped you. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I was with you until
Should've
you got to the
deterred you.
second round, and then in the second round, you then bet futures on any
You
underdog
do the same
that
thing,
wins.
yeah. That isn't already factored into your. So if any of the underdogs win, then you bet a future on them.
This sounds like what's going to happen is you're eventually going to have one of your futures hit, and you're going to make back like 15%
Correct.
of everything that you've lost.
Right.
Yeah, so you
like
would've-
Gonzaga's
you've
going
lost
to win it all.
85%.
No, or Kentucky's going to win it all, and you're going to get them at 6-1, and you're going to win back.
But I'll do the math with the
yeah.
spreadsheet and figure out how to allocate the money so that it all balances
the
out.
allocations.
And if I can
was
figure it
forgetting
out,
about those.
the situation where I always make money, then I'm going to ask for a loan.
Okay, I like it.
And I'll give you that loan.
Perfect.
How much money?
I don't think that
What's your-
exists, though.
Billy,
you can't figure
like,
out a way
what's your-
to, like, there's no way
might
you
be.
can
There
tell
might
me.
be.
Don't. Yes, you can.
What's the
Yes, you
optimal
can.
bankroll, Billy? Tell me.
Don't
Walk
let
me
them-
through this-
don't let them-
Walk me through
Dude,
this loan process.
The thing is, I know it doesn't exist, but it's like chasing Bigfoot. Once I find
Everything
the
didn't exist
system-
until someone figured it out.
right,
Why don't you just try
then
to
I'm gonna
find
get like
this-
millions of dollars. I think I'm gonna need millions of dollars. I'm gonna put it all into this spreadsheet.
Oh,
iPhone
you're
didn't
already
exist
saying
until
millions.
Steve Jobs
But
created it.
don't you think someone else would have done this?
Right, but no, everyone thinks it's impossible.
They're not as smart
Exactly.
as Billy.
You're
Yeah,
right.
they're
Okay,
not
you're right. You're right.
Possible
But-
is nothing.
But again, why wouldn't you just put in all your energy into like one game and having an opinion about one game?
'Cause that's what everyone does.
If you go 1-0, you can just walk away from the entire tournament.
Billy wants to break
How about
Vegas.
that?
I'm trying to break Vegas.
Billy
Okay.
breaks Vegas.
Good luck.
I believe in you, Billy.
Good luck.
You just tell me how much you need in a loan.
The only difference between a genius and what's that quote I once said?
Yep.
Forgot about that.
There's the only difference between a genius and Billy is the genius doesn't forget the quote.
Forget the quote.
No, I like that quote though.
Yeah.
What's the only difference between being a genius and what's the rest of that quote that I said one time? Dash Billy football. It's a great quote.
I want you to do it, Billy. We'll get
We'll
an
figure
update
it
on
out.
it.
We'll figure it out.
The only difference between genius and insanity is that
Exactly.
genius has limits. So
No,
that's not a good quote
That's
for
not
you.
it. No, it's like the only difference between
So you're insane. You're saying you're insane.
Nah, yeah.
There's no limit to Billy's insanity, which makes him a genius.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I look forward to it. You're gonna break Vegas.
I'm gonna ride with Billy.
I said I bankroll. You didn't even have to. I don't even have to see the number. You don't have to give me the pitch deck. You just have to be like, yo, I got a way. I will bankroll.
Sweet.
Yeah.
We gotta brand it though. We gotta give it like Billy's.
Billy budget betting.
No,
I
that's terrible. That's
Billy's
a ter-
budget betting.
No, you need a
Triple B.
You gotta
I
sell
made a
the
couple
sizzle,
YouTube
not the
videos.
Triple
steak
B.
here.
Yeah.
You triple B, bitch.
Oh,
Yeah.
Triple
you
B.
You baby back bitch.
He's a big, or it could be a big baller.
He could be a big baller,
Big baller Bill.
or it could be the Better Business Bureau.
Big ballers make big bets.
Yeah, they don't make. I'm gonna hedge and hopefully win 15. No, I'm not gonna. I'm
if-
bankrolling. I'm gonna
gonna
be.
work.
Will you let me be devil's advocate when you show me the final plan?
Yes.
Okay, great. That's all I want.
If
One final.
If you gave me
this doesn't make sense.
$1,000, Big Cat, and I said I can give you back $1,002.
Yeah, no, that's
Would
what I'm
you
gonna do.
do it?
I'm gonna give you $1,000, Billy. You're
Right,
gonna.
but
you're
then
gonna
we
have-
do
You're
a-
gonna put it out. In
I
there.
mean, that's 2% return.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
That's
That's great return.
Billy,
Wait,
ju-
no,
it's not. No, it's not.
No,
For
it's not.
$100.
No, it's not.
Did you say
No, it's
100?
not. He said
You said-
$1,000.
Oh, he said $1,000?
$1,002.
Okay, my bad.
it's still a profit.
It's point.
They just, you know what? That's on them
It's-
for not betting enough
I
to
don't
make
think it-
enough money in the profit. If you only put down 1,000, he can only get you
Right.
I don't
$2
think.
back.
I
That's
actually
not
don't
that
think
bad.
it would keep up with inflation if I gave you that
I
$1,000
know.
on March 1st and you
like
gave me
7.
back 1,002 April 15th.
We got to give it a good label though, like Billy's Quantum Computing.
I'm bankrolling you. I don't
figure
need
it out.
anything more. I don't believe it, but I believe it enough to bankroll you.
It's like an impossible word problem that you're never gonna figure out, but it's
No.
like a fun exercise.
No. See, I don't like this because I'm bankrolling you, and you just told me that it's not going to work.
Okay, here's what we call it. Billy's banned in Vegas betting formula. It's banned in Vegas. You just say that it's not legal.
Casinos
Yeah.
hate him.
Banned everywhere.
Yeah, casinos hate this guy.
Can't go anywhere.
Try not to come.
Tons of locals in your 5 mile radius. All right, Jake, your who's back?
My who's back is respecting Steph Curry. I know we try to come up with these like quarterly
we've done
reminders,
this.
but there was a viral video today.
Saw it.
Yeah.
No
His
defenders.
warm-ups, no defenders. They did lose. He was just casually sinking threes from the logo.
He's so
Well,
good.
what he did
Yeah.
in that exercise, he started with like a sky-high finger roll, and then he would take 2 steps back, hit shots until he got to half court, then 2 shots in, and end with another sky-high finger roll.
It's crazy.
I don't think he hit
Yeah.
the rim a single time.
It's got to be so much fun. Like, think about going on a basketball court. It's been like, whenever I shoot, it's going in.
Do you
that
think-
would be so much fun.
You think you'd ever get bored, though?
No,
No, he just does. No, definitely not.
I think I'd get bored. That's
No,
why I'm not an
no
NBA
way.
player.
No, it would be
That's the
so
only
much
reason.
fun. Every game would be so much fun. Like, what cool shit am I going to do this time? Also, John Morant's 360 layup. It was a full 360. I don't know. Against the Bulls was he looked like he was in the Matrix. Like he was mind bending.
You want to fix the dunk contest? Make it a layup contest.
Holy fuck, that was insane. All right, let's get to Coach Prime, Deion Sanders. We'll do a little MLB lockout on the other side. Maybe also talk about who's going to be announcing what games next year, and also the Billy's death on the deathbed segment.
On the deathbed. Hand up. I botched a question to Deion Sanders, and in retrospect, I'm like, why did I not know that? I asked him if he ever raced against Randy Moss at Florida State, because Randy Moss went to Florida State for like, I don't know, a month or so. And I thought that it was during the end, but the bottom line is I'm going to throw Coley under the bus because he told me to ask that question.
Yeah, afterwards I actually went up to you. I was like, was that a bit that I didn't understand?
No, Coley was like, you should ask him this question.
Yeah.
I was like, good call, Coley. Turns out Coley's trying to get me fired.
Yeah. All right, we got a quick ad before we get to Deion Sanders.
Yeah, before we get to Coach Prime, I want to talk to you guys about our great friends over at LifeLock. That's right. Norton LifeLock is here to help you. Tax season can be taxing on your identity because all your personal information is all in one place, getting emailed, shared, and possibly exposed to identity thieves. Protection against identity theft is easier with LifeLock by Norton. LifeLock by Norton helps monitor your info. It alerts you to potential identity threats. And if you do become a victim, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it during tax season and beyond. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but you can make sure that your identity theft protection starts right here. Join LifeLock and save up to 25% off your first year by going to lifelock.com/PMT. If you're filing taxes online, you definitely need to have some sort of protection ready to back you up. Go to lifelock.com/PMT. Get 25% off your first year. Huge discount, 25% off at lifelock.com/PMT. Now here is Coach Deion Sanders.
Okay, we now welcome on one of our favorite guests. He is recurring, 15 times now.
I've been a few times now, and plus it's Black History Month, so you guys needed me.
Yes, it is. That is the voice, the iconic voice of Deion Sanders. Will it be when we run it on Monday?
Yes, last day.
Oh, it's the last day.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're having you on to close out.
Yeah, we
Black
got a
History
short
Month.
month, so you got to
hit
get me in.
It's a buzzer beater. You hit the buzzer
I
beater on Black
right.
History Month.
There you
yeah,
go.
yeah. It is Coach Prime, Deion Sanders. Coach Prime fall season is out now. Tuesdays and Thursdays. You can watch on live on YouTube on the Barstool Sports channel. I watched both episodes. I love the show. I do have to talk to you though about. Let's start here. You were wearing a hat on episode 2.
It matched.
It was basically. I don't know if you saw the picture, PFT. It was.
PFT can't say anything right now.
Why is that? Expand on that thought.
I can't. He said, I'm wearing a hat.
Yeah.
And when he said that, my eyes went over to your hat.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I am wearing a hat.
He looks like a Newsies / Peaky Blinders
No, I-
Paperboy.
I like that. You're
I like that too.
Yeah. You're
Well,
like,
you're wearing a ridiculous hat, so you have to defend him. It's a ridiculous hat club.
actually, this is the anti-cancer hat
Cool.
in the NFL. So, are you pro-cancer?
Yes. No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm anti. But yeah, the hat was old school swag was what you
It was
called it?
old school swag.
Okay.
It was nice.
I love the show though. If you don't watch it,
It's really
very,
good.
very good.
Beers is unbelievable. I mean, the doubleness in him is unbelievable. You would not think, and oftentimes Sam, we call him Sam Malone, my trusty right-hand man, he texts me a picture of Dana chugging beers, and he always allude to, this is your producer.
Yes. Yeah, that's I actually said it last night, like watching the show and being like, wow, this is an incredible documentary, inside look into what you guys are building, and knowing that the guy behind all of it is the beer guy. It should win an Academy Award.
No, honestly, he's got to win something.
It's crazy.
It's crazy that Dana has the ability to flip a switch where
God.
he's able to produce some decent content sometimes. He's got a good eye for things, but then the second that he hits the power button on that camera, he's just like grabbing the nearest beer and dumping it down his shirt. And that's what he does.
He's a different guy in Jackson. He's two different men.
What's he like down there? Is he less snakish?
He's not snakish. He's really locked in. He's focused. He's a leader of his Barstool's men and women.
Do you think the locker room has accepted Dana?
Oh, they love him.
Now,
He's a hit.
Yeah.
in terms of Dana, like you don't let him drink down there, right?
Well, I can't control this grown man.
Right.
But me and Mama Beers have joined together.
To try to get him to curb it?
Yeah, to do right.
So if you and Mama Beers are like the angel on his shoulder, there's got to be a devil. Who's the devil?
Barstools.
Yeah, I think it's Dana himself. It's just like a smaller version of Dana. It's like, no, do the beer tweet, Dana.
Like maybe me? Dana. Oh, Dana. Go ahead, buddy. Come on. Come on.
Don't go for it. Don't flip. Don't jump. Don't jump. Don't
He's
flip.
got to. It's our
Don't
show. Come on, Dana.
Do it, Dana.
Do the beer
Dana,
tweet.
Dana,
I'm here.
You're in
Do
our
the
office,
I'm
right?
right here.
Dude, yeah,
Dana,
there it
I'm
is. Look
right
how
here.
easy that was.
Dana, I'm right here. Dana.
This is your producer for
God.
all season.
You got
Coach
to be
Prime.
kidding me.
It was that easy.
Sam.
It's 11 a.m.
Who is this guy?
Finish it.
It's in the morning time. Oh, my God. I've never seen this live.
Oh, that's your first experience watching
Oh,
Dana
my
chug a
God.
beer.
Oh, no. Is it bottomless over here?
No.
Is it bottomless? Come on, Dana. Come on, Dana.
No, you
one
can't
more.
do it.
Just
Dana,
one
you
more.
can't do it.
Just one more.
Do not
For
fall
the
for peer pressure. Dana, come on, man. Who is this
It's
guy,
11:05
man?
in the morning.
Who is this man?
Oh,
Man,
man.
I gotta call Mama Beers. Oh my God, is it that easy to get him back?
Yeah, there's no real rhyme or reason to it. If you just say the word beer to him, he's like, I guess I got a beer.
No.
no.
Another
calling Mama
one.
Beers.
Just one more.
Oh my God, come
One
on, man.
more
a lot to
beer.
do today,
One
no
more
way.
beer.
No way in the
show-
world.
One
show-
more beer.
This
There's
show
no way.
here, it's just not about me.
No, I'm
All right, come
calling.
on, Dana. One more beer. You got this. That's it.
I'm
That's
calling
it. I'm
Mama
done.
Beers. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
All right. Throw it in my back pocket.
You got to be kidding me.
One more beer.
I've never seen him this way.
It's funny too because I was planning like to Dana to not like address him till the end of the show, but it's his presence. You just want him
not
to chug
about
a
me.
beer.
Well, he's
is
a
about
very
you.
specific type of pet
Yeah.
that has one use. It's like if your dog would only let you give belly rubs. Dana's one thing is just if I see beer, I chug beer.
I've never seen this guy.
Chug
Simple
that
as
last
that.
one. Come on.
Yeah,
it's
he's a
last
different
one.
guy.
Mama Beers.
He's drinking again. He's
I'm-
drinking again.
No, I'm sitting in here doing a podcast, and I've never seen this Dana Beers in my life. I had to call you. Dan is just holding up a beer and throwing it over to him, and he's downing it. Like, I've never seen this guy.
Oh, there. That's a great
He's a
sound.
crispy boy.
Hi, Mom.
Go hit him with your Bible again.
Oh, my God.
Deion, now do you know that Dana actually put a beer up his butt once?
Mama Beers, we'll call you back. We'll call you back, Mama Beers.
My mother's on
Okay.
the phone.
It's getting bad. We will. I'll call you back, Mama Beers. Okay.
Oh, true
Good
story.
to see you too.
True
Those guys
story.
are not
All
good
right,
for
see
your.
ya.
They're
Bye-bye.
not good for your son. I'll talk to you later, Mama
Wait,
Beers.
Dana, did you put the
Okay,
funnel
thank
up
you,
your
Mom.
butt,
Funnel
or
in
did
his
you
butt.
tell me?
It's
No,
not
no.
about
Let
me.
the-
This is
He
about
put the funnel in
God.
his butt.
Dana,
He
it
put
was
the
a
funnel in
funnel?
his butt.
Funnel in his
There's
butt.
more important things than
Did you
to
go?
talk
Wait,
about.
no. Did you go to Home Depot and like buy a new funnel and take it home, knowing that you were gonna put it up your
Hold
butt?
on. He put a
Funnel.
in his butt, drunk a beer.
Yep.
Coach Prime.
Did you?
Yep.
Did you ever use that
That's
funnel
your guy.
again?
That's your Scorsese.
Oh my
That's
God.
your Spielberg. That's him right there. That's your Spielberg.
Dana, what did you do with the funnel afterwards?
Coach Prime, this is not who you think it is. All right.
Oh my goodness.
Well, no, it is. It's
I've
Dana
never-
Beers, not Dana B.
He
Dana
hold
B's
the
your
beer
producer.
up, then just flipped it over. It was that easy. Oh my God.
All right, we'll let Dana cool for a second.
Sam, you've been right,
You,
Sam.
you can sip it, and we'll let you cool. But it is a
funnel.
great documentary. I have some questions though about it.
Please.
You do something that's genius is when you hit a point, and I could see it in your eyes where you're like, "Oh, that was good what I just said," and you repeat it.
Yeah.
Because then it like really hits it.
Yeah.
Hits it home. So yeah, your speeches are always
Some of those
electric.
kids some of them are like hanging on every word. You can see it in their eyes. Some of them are like, shut up. Let's go out there and play.
Right.
We ready to go play. And Shiloh's one. My son is one of those guys.
Do you
Because
care?
He's probably heard it so much.
No, he's
Yeah.
not. He hadn't heard it. He just want to go play. He's just always going to do something crazy.
There's that arc though. You bring it up to like a high bubble,
Yeah.
and then you just crash
Yeah,
it
you
at
just
the end.
crash,
It's like
yeah.
if it's a pot that you're boiling water in, it gets up, starts to boil, and you just smash it and knock it on the floor, and then everybody goes nuts.
Yeah, I'm just ready for them. I just want to provoke thought and get them to a point where I got them mentally, and then they could go out there and exude the physicality of it.
Who gave the best speeches to you when you were in the NFL or college?
I didn't have big speech givers.
Really?
No, we didn't have big
Bobby
speech
Bowden was not a speech giver?
No, he just laid out a few points that you had to go do, and you had to pull off in the game, and you're going to win if you did those several things. But no, I never played for great guys that really relied on speeches.
Yeah.
When you were back at Florida State, were you teammates with Randy Moss for like a week?
No, he was AP. That means after prime.
Okay, it was after prime. Because I was curious if you ever had a chance to race him in your prime. Because
No,
you said
man,
Was
you've
Randy
never,
in, like,
Moss is
isn't he-
unbelievable, man.
you said
He's
you've
a
never.
lot younger than you.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I thought that there was like a short period of time that maybe you were around him.
No.
Do you think your prime versus his prime, heads up, who wins in a race?
I'm never going to say I'm going to lose a race. One of the guys that probably would have presented the biggest challenge probably would have been Darryl Green.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just
Yeah.
spoke to him the other day, too, man. And he probably would have been the one that presented the most challenge in the primes.
Do you think it was like you and him, two fastest players in the league for a while?
Yeah. Not just – see, it's like Randy, to his credit, Randy is arguably the best that ever played the position. But Randy was fast on the field. There's a lot of fast guys that are not fast on the field. Like, you can't see them play with their speed. Darryl Green played with it.
Yeah.
He played with it. And a few guys play with it, you know. A lot of guys running at the combine, but they don't play with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's always fun to see, like, I love watching all the compilations of, like, defenders chasing down speedsters in the open field. And Darryl Green used to do stuff like that. Is there any guy that you ever chased down, you hit him, and he was like, oh, that's embarrassing. I just got
No,
caught
they
from
don't
behind."
say that, but you go get them, and they know. They know it's over. Their reputation is done.
One of my favorite parts about this, fall season and Coach Prime is like you can see the change that's happening at Jackson State.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna. You're a humble guy, not really, but I am gonna say like it's incredible to watch it. Even the little things like it's a big thing, but the field,
Oh, my
changing the
God.
field you guys practice on in the first year was
Garbage.
Like, garbage. Yeah, it was truly
garbage was
terrible.
the understatement when you had to take a bus 15 minutes away to go practice at a high school field.
With
and you're at
potholes.
college.
Yeah.
That was the potholes wasn't even the worst thing. It was a big fall off on the side of the field that if someone ran a fade and ran off the side of the field, you're going to dislocate your leg or something's going. And they said it actually happened.
That's crazy.
They said then they had like the what is the things that the water go in on the side of the field, the gutters or something. It was horrible.
And so now you have a new synthetic, beautiful.
Oh, beautiful! Thanks
practice
to
facility.
Walmart.
Okay, so that was Walmart. So
Yeah.
and then what's the next thing you're going to upgrade? Because I
We got a new locker room almost done.
I love it. I love seeing it because you can see, a lot of times you'll watch college football and a lot of the coaches will say, well, it's about building men and all this stuff. It's like, okay, that's kind of lip service. You know what I mean? Like Alabama's, they're trying to win national titles.
Yeah.
But you're doing things day to day.
That we need.
Where you were watching, like press conferences with one of your players being like, look how many times he says the word man, or look how many times he ums.
He was
or-
an I guy.
Right.
I. Like, dude, come on, man. Come on.
and those type of little things.
Yeah.
So locker room. What's next after that?
Well, first of all, we had to rehaul of equipment. Under Armour came in, did uniforms. So we have several uniforms. We have 3 more coming this year. We get on the phone personally, cut deals with Zenith as well as Rydell for the helmets, 2 different helmet companies. The equipment is so many things. NFL did a great job of helping us with some of the equipment and the field equipment because you take those tackling dummies and sleds, you take all that stuff for granted. We got a joining field that now it's adjacent to the turf field. It's a grass field that we could practice 2 groups simultaneously and get special teams done at the same time. The offense and defense is going. There's so many little things like that. Cafeteria, trying to build a whole inclusive cafeteria right now so that we don't have to go across campus and the kids eat right there, self-encompassing with ourselves instead of sharing it with another sport or whatever. All those are huge things.
I saw that you're also playing hardball with some of the scheduling stuff that you have going on.
Yeah.
Because it actually became apparent to you, and there's no way that –
It's a hustle.
Yeah, it's a hustle. Exactly. People don't realize that until, like, you know,
you pointed out.
Your presence there has, you know, aside from the stuff that has happened on the field, but the attention that you attract just by being you there, I think has educated a lot of people as to how – a lot of these things negatively affect the children that are the kids that go to school there.
It's unbelievable,
so, like,
man.
The scheduling thing, you're losing money on some of these trips,
We're
right?
losing money and tremendously. Like this particular classic that you're talking about. First of all, why would 2 colleges need a promoter? You're 2 colleges and you have ADs. Why would you need a promoter? That's number one. Secondly, I think the fee was like over 30 years, $6 million. Like, that's peanuts. So by the time you take several buses, 7 buses for real for the band, 4 buses for the players, a couple for the people, the assistants or whatever, hotel accommodations, food, you're out of that. You're that 180, 200 grand. You're out of that. So you didn't make nothing. So you really came up there on a blank trip. And we got to stop that foolishness. The first thing we need to take care of as HBCUs is the business aspect of everything. And that's something that we're changing right now. We're taking care of business.
Do you think that the your school and all the schools you play against, are they starting to come around to, like, because I know that when you showed up, it's like, hey, we're changing things, and maybe people didn't. People don't love change right away.
Oh, my God. Now you own it.
Yeah.
Now you understand it.
Like, they have a way of doing it.
So you're the most loved by this section of the people, but you're the most hated by this section of people because when you start changing things, it affects jobs.
Right.
And security and stability and the hustle that's been going on for years.
So have people become more like, hey, look, what Coach Prime is doing here is, like, this is good. These are good things.
People on the outside and some people on the inside, coaches are calling like, hey, man, thank you for saying that because we dealing with the same thing, but we can't say it.
Right.
So that's a positive.
Yeah. I mean, you're in a unique situation where, you know, you do have the power to call, you know, get a deal where you can get a new field and talk about all these things knowing that you're good.
The biggest power is having stability that you don't need it.
Right.
Because now you could say what needs to be said, and you're not afraid of losing the job because, all right, I'm good.
Right.
You don't have to worry about
I'm good.
trying to smooth anything over.
Yeah, right.
You're not trying to make any friends.
You just want to work for the kids and do what's right by the kids.
Yes.
Like you guys heard it during the pandemic. You heard all the Fortune 500 businesses say, we're doing this for HBCUs, we're doing that, right? Where did the money go?
Right.
Where did the change? I hadn't seen any change.
Went through like 3 middlemen.
So no, I want to know where did it go? I'm hearing all these endowments to all these HBCUs. Where did it go?
Right.
Somebody raised their hand and say, okay, we did get the check and this is what we did. I haven't heard that yet.
Right. And you are doing things that you can see day to day.
Tangibly.
Right.
Every day.
Right.
So you're a smart guy. You've always got a plan.
And we think, well, first of all, we thank Barstools as well because now you could actually see the change.
Right.
If not for that, you couldn't see it.
You're always a smart guy. You've always had like whenever I see you operate, I'm like, that's a guy that's thinking like 3 steps ahead. You have an ultimate goal that you want to get to.
Right.
What is that?
Well, I want to see these kids have equality, man. I want to see them have opportunity. Just like something simple as having a pro day. A pro day is something simple to you. But it's not simple to HBCUs. It's not simple to have a pro day and scouts actually come to see what you got. So I even took it a step farther. I said, you know what? Let's just have I want Grambling, Southern, those schools are in Louisiana. They even come to our pro day. So the NFL said, no, they can't come to your pro day because they have to stay in state. I say, so they have to go to LSU's pro day. And when they get ready to run their 100s or 40s or whatever they do, the drills, nobody's going to look up at them because they're waiting for the LSU guys. So that's what you're putting our kids through because
Right.
that's how it's been for life. So we're having several schools in Mississippi come to our pro day, but I'm fighting for other HBCUs to come to one particular pro day.
So you see yourself sticking around in the HBCU environment for a long time?
I see myself making change immediately where I am today. I don't look to tomorrow, man. I'm gonna miss the day if I look to tomorrow.
Yeah. The pro day stuff and like having scouts come to your camp and to your practices. It's like the beauty of sports when I'm watching you and how you coach, because sports are not the most important thing in life, but you said it yourself, like letting these kids feel what it feels like to win and to have success can build them forever. And it's just like those are the building blocks, because like having a day where it's like, ooh, I did this, I accomplished this. Now you know how to do something else and accomplish
Truly,
something.
and these guys are smart, they're tough, they're fast, they're disciplined. It may come a day that you guys or Erica may say, you know what, I see the guys you're producing from your program. 2 employees, they could start at $75,000 a piece or whatever. Give me 2 that you'd really trust. I like that.
Right.
I want that. I want these kids to go into the workforce and make a difference, man, because 95% of them are not going pro. That's for every program. 95% of the kids play for you are not going pro.
How many pros do you have on your roster though right now? I know that's a terrible question. After you said that.
That just came out or on the roster.
That are like you could say, and you don't have to say names, but you're like, these off the top of your head, how many kids you think can play in the NFL?
That play for me right now.
Yes.
15.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's got to be
15.
Was it 0 when you got there?
When I got there, it was none.
Yeah. That's
None.
crazy.
None. I mean, we've had the top 2 classes in FCS the last 2 years, recruiting classes, and we bring in all these. Let me tell you something. The portal now, man, it's free agency.
Yeah.
I feel bad for high school kids because we're only taking like 4 to 5 high school kids this year, and they're getting the short end of the stick.
Yeah.
The NCAA is going to have to come in and say, we got to increase the scholarship for high school kids, because why would you take the chance when you already have a plethora of kids that has already been to college, made the adjustment, and you know what's wrong with them or you know what's right with them, and you rather go there instead of risk at a high school kid.
Yeah, 22-year-old versus an 18-year-old is a very big difference.
Very big difference.
Yeah.
And coaches are getting fired in a couple of years, so you're trying to get guys that ready to help you now.
Right.
Instead of, no one's red shirts anymore.
Yeah. You've said that if a major program wants to lose a recruit to you, let that recruit go to an HBCU homecoming, right?
It's crazy, man.
So we're white guys.
Yeah.
We probably I'm going to guess that there are a couple white guys that are also listening to the show.
Well, those guys right there are white. By the way.
Yep.
Dana Beers and those.
We got a
Dana
few
Beers Egyptian,
we got a
shout
few
out. Yeah.
whiteys in here. Can you explain to us what is different
The
about
culture, man.
about those homecoming weekends?
The pageantry, the culture, they don't just come for the game. They come for the moment. It's like a darn award show. That's the closest thing that I can appropriate it to, right? Like a not just the BET Awards, like American Music Awards, like a Grammys. That's what a HBCU homecoming is. And then you happen to have 2 events happening on the same day, which is the game and the halftime performances by the bands. It's unbelievable, man. But the party, it's like a darn bowl, like the bowl game that you guys are going to do in Arizona.
Right.
It's like a party for the whole week. It's a week-long festivity. I never experienced that at Florida State. You didn't even give a darn about homecoming. It's just another game that you recruit a garbage opponent so you can beat the brakes off of them, and that's what it is. It's totally different, man. I mean, what's the strip called down the center of Jackson? They just call it the set or whatever the strip that down the whole center of Jackson school.
Dana's wasted right
Yeah,
now.
he's drunk.
His eyes are just completely
Did you finish your
glazed
third beer?
He's
Did you finish your third beer?
I looked
Not
at him and
even
I saw
close?
his soul.
Yeah, it's like nobody home.
Dude, nobody was there. I looked at him and saw his soul.
I don't think Dana even realized that you were talking to him.
No,
You guys were just staring each
Oh
other
my
in the eyes,
God.
and Dana was like
He's drunk.
lost in space.
You know what? I think I got it.
Yeah, one more.
No,
You got to drink
I
your
got
way out of
solution
this.
for him.
Dana.
I got
don't
one
do
more
it.
for
Don't
him.
do it.
No, I got one more for him.
No,
Here
peer
you go.
pressure.
Here you go.
No,
All right.
Just
Listen,
say no.
that will help you. That'll fix you up.
The HBCU homecoming weekends do sound like a lot of fun. It's not
Dude,
just
it's
like a
crazy.
day. It's like,
but
it's
I didn't
3-4
know.
days. Yeah.
I didn't know myself. I drove my golf cart through there, checking on my kids, checking on not my sons, but checking on my football players because I didn't want them to get caught up in the mayhem. Man, it was ridiculous. Thousands of people just lined the whole school corridor, and it's unbelievable. It's crazy, man.
It's I kind of want to go now.
Then we
Wanna go
got
check it out.
60,000 in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then to top it off,
Are you looking for a kicker?
Yeah.
Maybe bring me down on
No,
homecoming
we
weekend.
signed a 4-star kicker. We did.
I'm
That
only 3.5.
seemed like you signed him in the last 4 seconds.
No, I had to when you say you're looking for a kicker, you always can use a kicker. Punter. But a kicker, I signed a guy that's pretty darn good.
Okay.
He's really good.
Can you explain how the Travis Hunter, who if you don't follow college football, he was the #1 recruit in the nation, signed with Jackson State. Everyone then accused Barstool of paying for him, which is not true.
You guys gave him $2 million, right?
Yeah.
3.
And my
I gave him the extra $1 million on top.
My-
Close the deal.
My counter to that is if Barstool was handing out money, Caleb Williams would be a Wisconsin Badger because and Michigan would have awesome recruits.
Oh,
and,
my God.
It would be insane. I think that would probably happen first. So how did you get the #1? Like, how did that process go?
He
Because
came to a homecoming.
That's it?
No, that was 70% of it.
Really?
We just couldn't mess up the other 30.
Right.
That
And he
was 70%.
He was committed to your alma mater.
Yeah.
People were very upset.
I don't care.
Very upset.
They don't own the
They
kid.
probably
Yeah.
should have hired you if they wanted.
There
to
you
recruit.
go.
Yeah. But how? Like, what was
Dude,
the
it was-
pitch?
It wasn't a pitch. Like, we don't pitch kids. We just really, you know what, guys? You're going to have an opportunity to come here and get an education and play some darn good football and have a good time. And we're going to teach you. Travis' mother just texted me about, I wanted you to sit down and talk to him about this, and nothing bad because he's a great kid. You talking about work ethic and all that? Unbelievable. Doing great in school. He's already on campus. And I say, I promise you, Mama, you sent me a boy, you're going to get back a man in 3 years before he goes pro. And that's probably the only promise that we have.
Yeah.
We don't promise you're going to get a certain number. Like the number thing, Travis was going to wear 1. I think he wanted 1, then he wanted his high school number. So he did it with the other kid that was wearing 12. They did that. We don't handle all that. I don't
Right.
give a darn what number you are. And he's just a good kid. He didn't have to be promised nothing. You know, we didn't have to try to buy him. We don't have any money to buy him, first of all. But the kid just has an insatiable appetite to play football. And he can do it. Like what I've seen thus far, the kid's a stud, man. His work ethic, he's working out, he's putting on weight, getting bigger and stronger faster. But even in the mat drills on Tuesdays, Thursdays, the dude is the first one in the line, ready to go, getting on the older kids. Like, come on, get up on the line, get your hands off your knees. He's that. I had him in the office the other day. I said, why did you go to left corner? Because I saw you at left corner instead of right. What? I just want to know your thought process. He said, Coach, I don't give a darn where you put me. I'm going to cover. And matter of fact, just let me play man. I'm good. Give me the opposing team's best player. That's the way he thinks already.
And it's going to have a big impact because he's going to go to the NFL, and then every time he's on a primetime game, he's going to say Jackson State, and it's like everything snowballs from there. So it's monumental. I know that when it happened that day was like it rocked the college football world.
I felt really good about it, but I didn't want to go all in.
Right.
But I said it's a pretty good chance we're gonna shock the world.
Yeah, and you did.
And we shocked the world.
You did.
We changed the whole recruiting game. Now I'm happy with all HBCUs getting 3 and 4 stars, not necessarily 5 stars. But we got to change the business practices on campuses. We got to change the whole thought process of how we function as a business for HBCUs now to keep those kids.
Yeah.
We saw some of the bigger schools and the fan bases and a couple coaches like kind of indirectly seeming frustrated with the fact that you took one of the best players to go to your school.
Well, I got something I want to challenge them.
Uh-huh.
Can I do that?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, tell me this. Now, you got the NIL deals, and we all know about the NIL, name, image, and likeness. Now, NIL is like an endorsement deal. I'm seeing kids that the colleges proclaim they have $1 million worth of endorsements or $500,000. Tell me, what have you seen them endorse?
Mm-hmm.
They do. I know Hendon Hooker was doing an advertisement for an apartment complex, but it was like not much money at all.
Yeah,
A lot of Raising Canes.
But I'm saying, like, What have you seen him
Yeah, that's
endorse to
about it.
quantify that? Now, see, when you see our kids or my son, and they say you have an endorsement for Beats or Tom, you see it. You see the tangible endorsements. But how can you get $1 million worth of endorsements for a kid at these Power Fives and nobody sees nothing they're on?
Yeah.
So is that really endorsements or there's some kickback?
It's just
a kickdown
money being paid.
from not an agent. I'm sorry, from a booster.
Yeah.
See, we don't have boosters like that.
Because you can say, like, I'm paying this person to do advertisements for my car dealership.
But we haven't seen
and
it.
then you just never produce the commercial, right?
We've never seen it. At least if you say you're going to do something, we got to at least see it. The NCAA should hold people accountable. If they say they got a deal and they making this, show it.
So you got a little bit of pushback from some of these other Power 5 coaches. What about
I don't
from
know
within
why.
the
They don't-
HBCU community?
No.
Was it like universal support, or were there a couple
No,
guys
universal
that were
support.
like jealous that you got it?
No, universal support because they feel like now what HBCUs are doing, once upon a time they didn't feel like they could get that kid. So they never offered that kid. They never offered me coming out of high school. They never offered some of the guys coming out of high school. They never thought they could get him. So now they're throwing out offers to people and trying to get them on camp. They believe now that they got a shot. That's the difference.
It takes some guts too for Travis Hunter and Kevin Coleman and those guys.
Yes.
They're kind of like leading what feels like it could be a major
Shift.
sea change in college football. They're kind of the ones that are saying, you know what, we're going to be the first to do it. We're going to go out on our own and try to start something new. Could you get the sense from?
Yeah.
I know you talked about Travis a little bit, but like with Kevin, could you get the sense that like these are guys that are willing to kind of go out and start something that nobody else has really done before?
That's what they've done, and that's the kind of players that they are. Everybody don't have that DNA. Everybody don't have that, and you got to be willing to say, you know what, this is where I come from, but I know this is where I'm going. So in between time, I'm going to do this because I know it's inevitable that I get here anyway.
And you're doing a pretty good job bringing people in to speak to the kids. You brought in one of my heroes, actually, Brittany Renner.
I'm trying to get Brittany. I need you guys to help me with this.
We don't
Yeah.
do it anymore. That's
We
the
don't.
good thing. Is that
Yeah.
we don't, yeah.
You don't do what?
Bonk each
I know.
other for
I'm just
being
a
horny.
massive fan of her
Yeah.
work.
I could
50's
get her
being horny,
on.
Yeah.
I could get her on your show.
So
PFT would love that.
How did you get in touch with her?
She was a dear friend of my son, my oldest son, Junior.
How dear?
Not that dear.
Okay.
Brittany is one of the smartest young women that you ever want to sit down and have a conversation with. Matter of fact, I'm trying to get her show here.
Oh,
She needs to be on Barstool.
Okay.
She needs to
Does
let
she
it
need a
rip on
co-host?
Barstools. Excuse me?
Does she need a co-host? I'm not asking for me, obviously.
You said host, right? I thought you said
co-host.
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 Oh, okay.
Host.
Host.
We'll get her
You
some
said that real
co-hosts.
slow.
What people get? You had backlash for that too.
I don't know why, because I'm just trying to prepare my kids for the world.
I all this stuff you're doing, I love it because it really is.
It's who we are, isn't
It's
it?
breaking down things that like going back to episode 2 that I watched last night, where you went through interviews and you showed like, hey, this guy stutters a little. This guy doesn't say. This guy says like or man. You have to get that out of your
Your vocabulary.
repertoire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. No one's.
You don't see coaches do it.
No, you don't.
They don't give a darn about it. But I care, and this is the way these kids are going to have sustainability, and this is the way these kids are going to provoke change in their communities and in their families. We got to be able to step outside the box, man, and make things happen. Brittany, if I would have had that conversation that Brittany gave our kids in college, I'll have at least 20 to 30 million more in my pocket from the bull junk that I've dealt with and the divorces and all that foolishness in my life. I would have known that's game.
Right.
That's game.
And she pointed out
oh
to
my God, did she break it down? I mean, the best line that she had the whole show was when she said, and when I look at my DMs, I have more checks than Nikes. Yeah. Oh my God, that was so cold.
That
I
is
was like, Brittany, that is brilliant, baby. Brittany, that is good.
She's very good at what she does.
No, she's very smart, though. She's very smart. Like, you just looking at the external, like, to sit down and talk to her, she's a step ahead of the game, man. And it's a game out there now.
Yeah.
It's not just, I'm going to go here with my friend and meet Tom at the bar. No, man. She already understands what Tom likes to drinks, what he's going to wear, what he's going to have on, what time he's going to get there. She already got her game plan together, and she's getting help from her girlfriends.
Yeah. I want you to finish this one for me. You have this saying, kids that play on Sunday, you're going to remember on Monday, cash their checks on Tuesday. What happens on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday and Saturday?
They work.
Okay.
They work. They both
I was
so.
just waiting for you to finish it because whenever you start with a saying, it could go on forever, and that's the best part.
Yeah.
Because you said it, you're like, yeah, kids that play on Sunday, and then you had a beat, and you remember them on Monday, and then you had another beat, you're like, cash their checks on Tuesday. I was just waiting for the rest of
It's
the week.
so many things that I say, and it's they know it. It's spontaneous. Like I'm like, turn on the camera, baby. I'm rolling. Let's go. Let's do it.
Don't make a monument out of a moment. That's my favorite one you sent on to us.
That's the God honest truth. These kids, man, it's so much. We could do 10 shows with the content that we have, but we have to break it down to several episodes. It should be.
And Dana's drunk, so he can't.
Yeah,
he can't edit.
Definitely
10.
right now. He'd have no clue where he is right now. He think he's on Martyr or something.
Drink that last beer, Dana.
When Dana's eyes
do it.
glaze over,
Don't do it.
It's just the best look ever.
Don't do it.
Beer tweak. No, I did actually want to have Dana on to give him a true performance review.
Yeah.
So, what is he like day to day? Does he have? He has full access to everything. He has clearance. He walks around. Keys.
He has a team that
everywhere. He has people underneath him.
Yes. And I mean, at night and day, everywhere.
and what do you think? Like, is he doing a good job, or is he?
He's doing a great job. First, it was a bonding kind of stage,
right?
That he had to know, kind of how I move, what I like, what I don't like, and he got the rhythm real quick. I mean, he's a quick learner. He's an athlete, former athlete, so he got it really quick.
12 and 10.
12 and 10.
12 and 10.
What's the maddest you've ever been at, Dana?
I've never been mad at booze.
That can't
booze,
be.
yes, but not beers.
No, Dana, what's the
been mad at
maddest
booze.
that Deion's ever been at you?
He's never yelled at me. It's
Everybody else
more
has
like,
gotten it, but him.
Like sometimes I'll just post something too soon or just I don't know, not have the best video edit or something, but he's never yelled at me.
Yeah.
Huh.
What
worst
do you-
thing is like,
what do you think he could improve on?
Yes.
Beers?
Yeah, let's
Coach
scout him.
Let's
Yeah.
How about this? Like, what's an opportunity he has for improvement?
The only thing he could improve on, and it's not dealing with anything with the doc, is the other day-to-day.
Right.
The music selection.
I'm not good at that.
He's not
What
good
is
at
he?
music.
Wait, does you let him pick music?
I've been trying
No,
to.
no.
I've been trying to
Oh,
learn.
I was about to say that's
It's
on
awful.
you.
Pick out the music.
That's actually on you
Yeah.
if you did that.
No, that's
I
so
pick
true.
out,
Yeah, that'd be-
I pick out
yeah.
the music.
That'd be like your players calling their own plays, and then
Right.
and then
But
being like,
what-
it's
But if it's a video where I'm really talking and informing and instructing and educating, he knows I like that build-up, that kind of
crescendo.
that what we call it. What we call it. What you drunk now? He don't know.
He's so hammered,
Yeah, he's drunk. He's
Just
drunk.
go home, Dana.
blacked out.
I got a lot to do today.
Yeah, hopefully
Yeah.
not
I have
drive.
Jimmy Fallon to go on.
Yeah.
He'll probably
he'll drink a
appreciate.
beer with
Yeah, he'll
you.
appreciate the beer for sure.
All right. So I had one last question for you, Coach Prime. Fall season out right now. Watched every Tuesday and Thursday night. Well, actually, no. I have two last questions.
Get him.
Roback question, though. Use code TAKE on roback.com for 20% off your first purchase. They make the best performance Q-zips and hoodies. It's all that we wear. PFT's wearing one right now.
I am, yeah.
We'd like to gift you a Roback performance hoodie on us. So AWLs, go to RHOBACK.com. Use code TAKE for 20% off your first purchase. At what, episode 4 in this season, you have obviously a health scare.
Yep.
5. I was like in real time, because we do the pro football show together
Right.
every week. There was a moment where I was like, because everyone was being a little, like, hey, Deion's
It's the
not
best kept
doing
black
well.
secret ever.
Yeah.
We've never been together and kept a secret.
It was crazy. So what, what, like, can you tell people to watch? Because it really was like touch and go for a minute there.
I'll tell you what I did. And he did a great job. I said, look, man, I don't want to gross people out, but I want 3 to 5 seconds. Show them what happened in 3 to 5 seconds. And pull back, blur it after that. And then when my kids see it for the first time, the same thing. Let them see it 3 to 5 seconds. Because my kids, they couldn't believe it. But the first time I looked down the bed and saw what transpired, I had 9 total surgeries, man.
On his foot. Yeah.
And on everything. On
Oh, on your ankle? Oh,
got a
my
graft
God.
taken out?
Oh, my God.
It's on both sides.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so it hadn't been easy.
yeah.
Holy shit.
When did you first start like noticing a problem with that?
it was always a problem with my toe, and from football. So it was my 4th toe surgery, and it just didn't heal. So I'm sitting up there, and I'm like, dang it. And our trainer, she said, we need to go get this checked. I said, what do you mean? She said, your big toe and your second toe is black. We got to go to the hospital now. I said, let's practice. We'll go afterwards. We cool. And that's when it all started, when we got to the hospital. And doctors started to look around at each other, and you're like, oh, my goodness, something's going on. That's
a scary look when they don't say anything directly to you, and they just immediately start talking to each other.
And I was there for a month after that.
And it was you almost made us feel bad because Dave and I gave you a bunch of shit.
Yeah,
and then and it got like way worse. And everyone's like, yeah, it's not good right now.
It's not good, no.
Because you know, something happened, you went, you came back to work, we gave you shit for missing like a day, and then it was like
I had a surgery and I came right back to work.
I know, and then
we
didn't see you for like a month, and it was like, oh shit, probably should have said that.
Because it was a threat to my life.
Yeah, I know.
It was life threatening.
And this has all never been seen. It's gonna be on episode 5.
Still to this day, people don't know.
Right. I think a lot of people don't know.
My team knew because when I first came back, I addressed the team, and it was a. Did we show that?
Yes, it's waterfalls, coach.
That was
waterfalls.
That's gonna be a tearjerker. I don't know.
I know what waterfalls means.
I didn't use profanity, but I used other words. So did we take care of that?
There was no profanity.
I know, but there's other words that is not profanity that
you're all
are
good.
profane.
I took care of it.
Wait, I'm not sure. I'm not even sure how to think about that. There's words
that is not profanity, but they're profane to people.
Can Dana give me an example of one of those words?
Deion had to get penis surgery.
right.
No, I'm not talking.
Okay.
He's drunk.
But yeah, it was very. It was crazy. It was. I remember exactly when someone was like, "Hey, this isn't
this
good."
ain't normal.
Yeah, and I was like,
bad.
"Oh fuck."
It was bad. It was really bad. It got really, really bad. Lost a lot of blood as well. Got really, really bad. And then I was on so many meds. I don't think I was awake, but maybe a couple hours a day for weeks at a time. I didn't eat anything for 3 weeks. I lost 35 pounds.
I need to get my toe fucked up.
You don't
7 surgeries. Just
yeah,
all that
35
weight.
pounds. It is just, I was like my high school size, and I was just weak, and I couldn't eat. This is a Barstools. I can say it on Barstools because that's who we are. This is the toughest thing that happened to me. I didn't take a dump.
Oh no.
For 3 weeks.
What?
Jesus. Okay, no.
Painkillers
I'm
and
building
no
up.
food?
I'm building up. So
this
there's
is like his locker room
There's
speech
like
right
Mr.
now.
Sanders. You got to take the whatever the thing that make you bowel.
Enema?
No, I forgot what it was.
Laxatives.
I don't think they call it laxatives or something.
Yeah.
Chili, Skyline chili.
Yeah. Milk. And I said, okay. Then they say, well, can you use a bedpan? I say, ma'am, with all due respect, I can't trick my mind into taking a dump in the bed. I can't trick myself to do that. It's no way I could just have my mind and thinking I'm on the toilet, but I'm in the bed and I'm sitting straight, laying straight down. I can't even push him out. I can't do that. It's not going to happen. So I said, I tell you what, guys, get me a chair, get me to the bathroom because I feel like I'm almost ready. So instead of me letting them get me up, I push up on the bed, and I had no strength because I haven't done nothing during the month. And I lost all strength there. I got dizzy. They put me in the chair, and when I got to the toilet, I tried to push up off the chair a little bit, and they set me on the toilet, but I had exhausted all. Then I said, you guys get out of the room, go. I passed out. Mm-hmm. I passed out on the toilet. Like, couldn't do nothing. Like, they ran in there, got me out, and it was just a tearjerker. Like, I could not believe this happened to me. I was so weak. This is what happened to me.
Damn.
And I was mad at myself. I mean, I was teary-eyed crying, mad at myself. They put me back in the bed. And all night I sat up and thought about I failed. The next day I said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm serious. I couldn't wait till the next day. I'm going to take this dump. Like I'm serious. Like the Rocky music is on, and I'm like, I'm going to take this dump.
You're like game planning
I'm
for
going to
it.
take this dump.
Wait, give us. We'll put music behind
I'm not
this.
lying.
Give us a
I'm not
speech of what you're
I don't
feeling.
know if this is a speech,
to take
but
the
I
dump.
say,
Yeah.
okay, they're going to come in here, they're going to pick me up, and they're going to put me in the bed, take me out of the bed. Okay, I'm getting up. I'm not going to use my strength anymore. I'm going to preserve it. So when I need it, okay, I'm going to let them do all the heavy lifting. They got me in the chair, took me over to the toilet, set me on there. I looked at them stern in the eye, and I said, get out. Get out. So now I'm on the toilet, and I'm like, okay, I could do this. I could do this. I could do this. I mean, it was like a woman giving birth. And when I tell you, it was like a Rubik's Cube.
Just solid.
I believe.
This was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. The SAT, the ACT, covering Jerry Rice, Michael Irvin, all those guys do not compare to what I pushed out. Dude, it was, I looked down there, it was 9 Rubik's Cubes. And I was just I was laying across the toilet like that when I was, dude, somebody get me, please. Dude, that's the toughest battle I've ever had in my life.
I believe.
I'm not lying.
I
That's
believe.
the toughest
That
battle
sounds
I've ever had.
awful.
Yeah, you.
You couldn't even high step afterwards,
awful
probably.
was an understatement. Awful was an understatement. I'm not lying. It was so devastating. I had to look.
Yeah. Oh, you have to.
I had to look.
because
every
you
time.
you don't know like
It-
what's
I'm-
making you feel that bad.
I'm not
You gotta take a peek.
exaggerating. It was 9 Rubik's Cubes. It took a couple flushes. They weren't going. They weren't going in one shot. They didn't go. They did not go in one shot.
Oh man,
Dude, it's like they had to break up. They had to break the huddle, offense and defense. It's no way.
So
Toughest thing ever.
So Dana's got all that footage for episode 5.
No, he don't have that. He don't have that. That didn't make it. That didn't make the cut.
Well, I'm happy that you're feeling a lot better
Feeling a lot
walking
better.
around. All right, so last question. Would you like to please rank your 5 NFL quarterbacks right now? Because
Yes.
I know that
Yes.
whatever you say is going to
Yes.
be very stupid.
Yes. Okay. Number 1.
Tom Brady's retired.
Tom Brady's retired because he would be 1.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with Mahomes just because.
Okay.
Okay. 2.
This is where it's going to get dumb.
Yep.
folks.
No, I don't agree with you. I'm gonna go with Dak.
Yeah, I told you I didn't know it was going to get that dumb.
That's-
I thought it was going to get other way
I'm gonna
dumb.
go with
That's
Dak.
dumb.
That's
You
very
give
that's
Dak
dumb.
the
Yeah, that's
personnel that everyone else has, and he's,
Wait,
he's
what
gonna
are
put
you
numbers.
talking about? The personnel that he's got loads of
His
talent at
line
wide
is
receiver.
garbage. His line is garbage.
I
mean,
don't
his
think the
offensive line
Cowboys'
is garbage.
offensive
Hold
line
on.
is that
Is-
bad.
hold
Offensive
on.
line-
I hate the guy, but you're not going to pick the guy who just won the MVP 2 times in a row?
Who?
Aaron Rodgers?
Oh, I'm sorry. Aaron Rodgers, number 2.
okay.
No. Aaron Rodgers is 1.
No,
Aaron
now you've
Rodgers-
gone too far.
Aaron Rodgers is 1. Mahomes is 2. You can count on Aaron Rodgers to
Okay.
do Aaron
To
Rodgers.
lose in
No,
the
you don't
divisional
know-
round of the NFC Championship
Mahomes
game.
is 2. Dak is 3.
Okay. Still crazy.
That's so dumb.
Yeah, that part is crazy. This is where
I'm gonna go with
oh no.
Baker.
only because
No.
he had a great playoff game, even though they lost. Because if Lamar would have
Ryan
lost, you'd have said he
Tannehill.
lost. No, I'm gonna go with my guy from Buffalo.
Okay, Josh Allen. That's
Josh
actually
is
huge.
4.
Holy shit.
Now 5 is a toss up between several men.
Give me a list. Just throw out the names that you're considering for 5. You can leave 5 open and give me the considerations.
Burrow,
Yep.
okay. My guy in L.A. Chargers, he could play.
Herbert?
Herbert could play.
So you soured on Lamar Jackson.
Lamar didn't have a great year. I don't know what I was expecting from Lamar. I didn't
Yeah.
sour on him. He's inconclusive.
Yeah. What about Big Ben?
Big Ben should have retired 3 years ago. You know it. Everybody knows it.
Of course,
But
we know
nobody
it.
said it.
Oh no, we said it.
No,
Yeah, we said it.
We said it.
Yeah, we don't want it. We hope he never
That's
retires.
about it between those.
Okay.
And you got to be careful with the young guys. They had great years, but you can't. It's a
Don't
moment.
make a monument out of a moment.
There you go. It's a moment.
Yeah.
Matt
you gotta
Stafford,
make sure.
where does he fall?
He won. He's still Stafford now. Stafford is. I'm proud of him. He won.
Yeah.
But it's no way you should win a Super Bowl when you throw 2 picks. There's no
He-
way. He threw what?
No, I'm trying to think who else. I mean, Roethlisberger did.
But it's not normal. That doesn't
Yeah.
supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Defensively, with a defensive mind, that does not supposed to happen.
Is Aaron Donald the best defensive player of all time?
Not of all time. He's
Who is?
one of the best.
Cousin Junebug.
I am.
You are?
Yeah, I am. Then LT probably.
Reggie White.
Oh my God. See those guys are killers, man. Reggie, Bruce Smith, guys like that. Ray Lewis was phenomenal. Ed Reed was so dominant. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just like it that the guys that I was able to play with, they're in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about between you and Ray Lewis? Who was the guy that was like giving the best motivational speeches?
I
in the locker
I
room?
was past my prime then, so that was Ray's team.
Uh-huh.
I was just there.
Did he get you fired up?
If I had to get fired up, there's a problem. You can't get another man. I didn't. I didn't need
You're
that.
always fired up.
Right. I didn't need that. I just
Right.
had a job. I didn't have to get. I didn't play with emotions. I just had a job.
Yeah.
I wasn't a yeller and screamer on the field. Never went off on my teammates. I ain't give all those big bravado speeches when I played.
Oh, last question. Hank just gave me the eyes. Would you care to comment on that hat you're wearing on the dunk contest?
That was beautiful, wasn't it?
That's.
I had to do
what
something
year was
different.
that from?
It had to be 90s. The
90s.
Yeah. I one last question for you.
Oh, I'm actually getting the he needs to leave. Okay.
Yeah, one last question
Sorry,
for
I
you.
didn't see the text.
I'm 54. I leave when I want to. But anyway,
there we go.
what was up with that dive? Like you embarrassed all of us, but you made it right.
It was slippery.
Yeah, but you didn't count that in. You're a very calculated guy. You didn't count that.
I said it was slippery before. I thought my athleticism could overcome that. I wasn't able to.
But I was scared that you was going to crack a kneecap,
I know, me
tear
too.
a hamstring.
I know.
Just something.
Here's the thing. Here's the one great thing about being as out of shape and fat and
No, you
old
wasn't
as I
really
am.
fat.
But here's the great thing is that I don't move fast enough to get injured. You know how you have to like actually kind of move to get injured?
Yeah.
I don't have fast twitch muscles.
And that looked like a pool back from like the 80s.
yeah, the hotel
It
we were
was
staying at.
Melrose Place.
Yeah.
You ever watch that show?
Yeah.
It was kind of like that setup there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was sort of like the pool that Namath was talking his junk on.
Yes,
on-
yes, Super Bowl
When
III.
when he guaranteed to win.
Yes. All right, Coach Prime.
Appreciate you
Fall
guys, man.
season. I can't recommend it enough. Tuesdays and Thursday nights. You can watch last year. You can watch at any time. It's the best. And a drunk guy made the whole thing. So it's
Yeah.
a feat of.
He embarrassed me
It's a
today.
marvel. It's an actual modern marvel that it got to air.
He really embarrassed me today.
Dana's actually the best athlete in this interview right now for being able to drink and edit.
Yeah, but he didn't do no speaking.
Coach Prime was brought to you by Roman Swipes. Our great friends over at Roman want you to know that they've got your back. Most guys have tried different ways to last longer, but thinking about baseball, it doesn't always work. The folks over at Roman, an online men's health company, are changing the game with Roman Swipes, the secret to longer-lasting sex. Roman Swipes are a clinically proven way to last longer in bed. They're effective, they're easy to use, they're fast-acting, they don't require prescription. They can ship swipes to you in discreet, unmarked packaging, and each swipes packet is small enough to hide in your wallet for whenever you need it. They're super easy to use. You just take the swipes out of the packet, swipe it on, let it dry. You're good to go. That's it. Go to GetRoman.com/take to get your first month of swipes for just $5. That's when you choose a monthly plan. Go to GetRoman.com/take.
All right, let's wrap up quickly. What's our predictions for who's going to be in what booth next year? Real quick. CBS is going to stay the same. Jim Nantz and Tony Romo. Obviously, Troy Aikman now seems like he's ESPN.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be ESPN. I feel bad. Like, no one's talking about Joe Buck and all this. He's losing his pissing buddy.
I think Joe Buck he might go to ESPN. I mean, I doubt it, but it's been rumored a little bit.
That would be crazy.
It would be crazy.
He does baseball too, though. That would fuck him.
I'm gonna go. ESPN will be Chris Fowler and Troy Aikman. Amazon will be Collinsworth and Herb Street.
Wait, who's doing play-by-play? Just have
No,
Herbie
sorry,
do it.
not Collinsworth. Michaels and Herb Street. And Fox will be Joe Buck, Sean Payton.
Ooh. I actually think it's going to be Joe Buck and Greg Olson
Ooh,
at
they're
Fox.
bringing
I
him
think
up.
they're going to move him up. Yeah. I'm going to go on ESPN. I'm going to keep it with Steve Levy. I like Steve.
Okay,
He's a
I
good
like
guy.
him too, but I'm just we're shuffling all the decks.
Yeah, I think Steve Levy and then Troy Aikman. And then Amazon, I think you're right. I think they're just going to move over. I think it's going to be Al. And I think it's going to be maybe Herb,
He does want. I mean, I think Herbie wants that.
which is weird.
I don't know. It's a lot of it's
a lot of
less
money.
work and a lot more money. Like
Yeah.
it's like the Sean McVay rumors when everyone was like Sean McVay might go in the booth. Oh, why would he do that? I don't know. To work 1/100th of the amount of time and get paid double.
They should
sounds
just-
pretty good.
They should do ESPN instead of doing the Manning cast. They should do the Gruden cast. where it's Jay, John, and Deuce.
I'd be in. Would need to have a 15-second delay on that.
Mm-hmm.
If I were Troy Aikman, by the way, going to ESPN, I'd be like, you can't do the Manning cast anymore. That would suck.
I was thinking about that actually. Like, why would you agree to go there? Even though the Manning cast doesn't draw that many eyeballs, it's just like a bunch of people that watch it sometimes as a second screen thing.
It could be like, oh, it's better.
Well, the problem you're going to run
Check's still
into
gonna
with
clear,
that,
though.
it's
Yeah.
going to clear. But if you're Troy, you're going to ESPN basically to give the wet suck to Roger Goodell,
Right.
So that they can get a decent game every now and again on Monday Night Football. And the Manning cast is at its worst when it's a good game
Right.
that people care about. It's at its best when it's a game that nobody gives a shit about that's out of hand by the second quarter.
And I also understand Troy Aikman, like, just out of principle, seeing Tony Romo make that much money and everyone being like, he's incredible. When you've won 3 Super Bowls with the Cowboys and you've been doing it for a lot longer, that would piss me off. That would really piss
Troy
me
probably wants to go to a network that allows him to smoke weed in the booth.
off. Ooh, good point. Do they allow it at ESPN?
I'm sure. Yeah,
Disney,
can do
though?
you can do anything you want.
Disney?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Disney. Actually, Fox might be. Well, Fox, no, you could probably.
Could you blaze up? I don't think so.
You could maybe take some pills or something.
Definitely pills.
Yeah. All right. What are we doing? Oh, we read an article. Everyone read an article on MLB lockout. Shall we go?
Yeah.
PFT, why don't you start?
Okay, I read an article on the MLB lockout. Again, I went back to Breitbart Sports. They always have the fire takes. Basically, where we're at right now is there's a deadline that the owners have set, which is today, February 28th. It would have been a real rib tickler if they had said the 29th as the deadline. But they just arbitrarily set this deadline on the 28th, which is today, where if they don't come to an agreement, they're going to start canceling games,
Yep.
actual real regular season games. And then the players are like, no, we can always make them up in double headers. The owners are like, no, we don't want to do that. Then the players are like, well, if you cancel games and you don't make them up in double headers, then we're going to disagree with the playoff expansion formula that you have in place. And we're not going to let you put advertisements on our helmets. So, you know what? They're playing hardball.
They are. Truly. That was my big takeaway too, that tomorrow or today feels like a pretty important day. I also read that talks were productive but short.
Okay.
And
like
then
me.
yeah, there you go. And then the most important piece that I got, I read my article from marketwatch.com. Between 1 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. on Sunday, Deputy Commissioner Dan Halem made 4 walks from the offices in the main part of Roger Dean Stadium to the area where players caucus in the Cardinals clubhouse building beyond the right field wall.
Okay, that's a lot of walks.
That's a lot of walks.
4 walks. Now, was he going there?
That was
'cause
between
they have,
1 and 6:30.
They have the bathroom there?
I don't know, but that's a lot of walks.
And
Like that, I love that stat. Like what? Something's happening. He's walking back and forth.
And every time I read the name Dan Halem, I think it's Dan Heron.
Yeah, which
So
he would have had this solved already.
We should just ask Dan Heron.
Yeah.
We'll just pretend that you're the deputy commissioner. Also, what is Rob Manfred doing in all this? Is he involved?
Manfraud?
Is Manfred just making his number 2 do it?
Manfraud's about to have a serious issue on his hands because Frank the Tank, Francis Fleming, is planning on locking out the lockout on Tuesday.
How's he going to do that?
He is going to protest the lockout.
Okay, he's going on strike from the lockout.
Correct. He
Got it.
doesn't. You don't lock out Frank the Tank. Frank the Tank locks out you.
Mm-hmm.
So he's planning on. He tweeted on Saturday afternoon amidst the college basketball mania. I want to lock out. I want to protest the lockout. Can anyone tell me where?
Well, the irony is that the lockout would definitely make Frank the Tank's mental health so much better because he wouldn't be upset about the Mets.
No, but I think he's that upset about the lockout. Like the Mets, just the existence of the Mets is better than no Mets. No Mets would drive him insane.
But he wouldn't have anything to get that mad about.
He needs that.
It's true.
Yeah,
He
it
thrives
keeps
off
him
it.
going. Also, one last thing was they have a document that they're reviewing, 359 pages. That's insane.
No one's
I would
re-
give
no
up.
one's read the whole
I'd give
thing.
up. If
Uh-huh.
I were Max Scherzer, I'd be like, fuck this. I'm not doing this.
I also read that the players drove cars to
Yeah.
these negotiations, and some of the cars were expensive.
They are some guys who have some money now.
I think the players should have to walk on foot. Mm-hmm. They shouldn't have hotels either.
They should have to ride donkeys to the
They should have to beg for money or hitch a ride in.
no, the bus. They should have to take the bus.
Yeah, I'll take the bus.
Take the bus.
Cool Ranch Doritos. Scherzer was holding Cool Ranch Doritos at the meeting.
Those
Okay.
aren't cheap. Those are like 39 cents a bag.
Also makes them great taste. That's actually a great negotiating skill. Like to go to a meeting like that. I feel like that's a cat dog situation. Like, are you a regular Doritos or a Cool Ranch guy? Cool Ranch being the cooler of the people.
Great high stack.
Yeah,
Cooler ranch, especially when you dip it in salsa.
yeah. Billy, what was your article?
I read Sports Illustrated, and then I saw that tweet about the Cool Ranch. All I got was players gave a substantive offer, and the owners were like, nah.
Okay.
Got it.
Good. I should add one more thing. I guess the owners want 14 playoff teams and the players want 12.
Let's do 13.
Why not? Every year, yeah, one side gets more.
yeah, we'll meet in the middle.
Depends on the year.
This year, the National League gets 7 teams.
Whoever
in.
wins the All-Star game.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
It means more.
Jake.
Yeah, in addition to what you guys said, Monday will be the 8th consecutive bargaining session. I've got to think once they enter like the 5th or the 6th, they're like, all right, what are we doing here?
Right.
Let's just play the game.
Right.
Like, come on.
But it doesn't work like that.
But no, 8 straight days, like Hanukkah. I mean,
Exactly like Hanukkah. But no gifts.
no gifts and no
gifts.
candles.
Yes. And Hank?
I read an article on Bluebird.com. John Heyman
Is
said,
that a real website?
contradictory to all the negativity upset surrounding the MLB players talks, one person involved said he believes the sides are now within striking distance and a deal could be done by tomorrow night. This was on the 27th. This was this morning.
Striking distance is an interesting choice of words there.
Luxury tax remains a sticky issue, but a 225 to 230 million threshold should work. And then Zach Britton, who's a player on the Yankees and is in the meetings, replied and said this is not accurate. So
we're not close.
A lot of misinformation
it's
out
tough,
there.
yeah.
Was that Bluebird? That's the Bird app.
Yes.
You're talking about the Bird app.
Where the empaths
Where-
go every day.
Yeah. Would you consider yourself to be an empath, Hank?
Absolutely.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, you are.
Sometimes I need to take
We're
a break,
full
but
of-
for the
full of
most part,
empaths.
I'm like probably 75% empath, and then I have to take a break sometimes. And
From
just-
caring too much.
Right.
Yeah, me too. Because I'm such a good person that sometimes it hurts to care so much.
Yeah.
It's a struggle only few will understand.
This is just a totally unrelated thing, but my son understands take a break. So anytime I want to like go check my scores or something, I'm like, I'm taking a break. He's like, oh, okay, cool. Like, take a break? Dad, take a break? I'm like, yeah, I'm taking a break. Hey, take a break. Kentucky just hit a 3 in my fucking face. I'm taking a break. All right, it's just a little break. But yeah, empaths out there. Shout out the real ones. So we're not gonna have baseball.
I think Hank just said that we're within striking distance.
Nope. Zach Britton said no.
Yeah, but Hank reported that they are.
What if Zach Britton was saying this is not accurate? We're closer than striking distance.
True. Yeah.
We're in a phone booth.
Yeah,
we're
good
Bernard
point.
Hopkins.
Sounds like you. Yeah, everyone out there that thinks that Zach Britton was saying the opposite, you're actually putting words in his mouth.
Baseball. If baseball doesn't start the season and play a full season, they're going to learn very quickly that they miscalculated like the world's need for baseball. Like I'm thinking about it right now. Even when the NBA started late, football was going on, so it was like, okay, football's the only league where if they didn't start on time, people would riot.
No,
if baseball doesn't start for a month, I'll be like, oh, this sucks. I want baseball, but I wouldn't notice fully until like late June and be like, where the fuck is my baseball?
You're not a seam head like I am. I love opening week of baseball, but if they really wanted to do it right, they would just have opening week, and then they would institute the lockout then.
Right, because
and then bring it back after the 4th of July.
Yeah, no, opening day is great. And I love baseball in the summer, but if you're like telling me that there's not going to be baseball while we're watching March Madness, it's going to be hard for me to be like, damn, where's the baseball? Mm-hmm. So that's the problem they run into. I will get pissed. By the end of June, I'll be like, where the fuck is my baseball?
Yeah, instead of like figuring out all this shit about designated hitters and which games start extra innings with a runner on second base. That's like Manfred's favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
Is to continue, be like, okay, we'll give you another designated hitter. You
Is
happy?
that back this season?
I don't know. I can't keep track of it.
Yeah, forget
No,
it.
no, it's universal DH. They ruled on that.
The extra innings.
Oh, the extra innings? No. I don't know.
I don't know either. I'll look.
Who knows? All right, let's wrap up. Billy, you got some of these final death?
They're all pretty pretty grim.
Well, we're doing
yeah,
this is
we're
BuzzFeed.
just-
This is
the
BuzzFeed.
article
This is
that
not
they were,
us.
They were too chicken shit to do their own articles, so we're doing it.
I found some good ones though. So this is a Reddit post. So this happened a couple of years ago. We had an ex-gang guy who's dying of cancer, and he confessed that he was the gang.
None of these have been
hitman
vetted, by the way. Just a heads up.
for many years. He wanted to confess to all the killings and show the police where the bodies are buried. He would get closure knowing that the surviving families of his victims find out where they are buried. We had to get to the hospital legal team involved because we had no policies to deal with that. Cops got involved, and the dude confessed to gang murders from decades ago.
I gotta say, like, drawing a map on your deathbed is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, that is. Also, all of these I just assume are made up.
Can you
Right.
imagine, like, you're laying down and then you draw, like, a giant X, and you're like, here you go.
It's under this tree.
Most of them are just like, okay, then there was this one. Sorry. there's
Did
a bunch
everyone be
going
like,
through
I
them.
farted?
When I was 16, I worked as a dietary aide in a pretty nice nursing home. There was this one older gentleman that I became pretty good friends with. He always talked about World War II and how he had lost so many guys in his company. Several days in a row, I had noticed that he wasn't coming down to the dining room for lunch or dinner. Went to his room to check on him, and he wasn't there. The nurse said that he had a spell and fell out of his bed. His doctor wanted him to go to the hospital for observation. What had really happened is he had a stroke. He got back to the nursing home about a week later, and he really couldn't remember anyone except for me. We talked the day after he got back, and he told me he wasn't doing good. He knew his time was coming to a close. Said it was time for him to pay for all the horrible things he had done when he was over in Europe. He wasn't a religious man, but he asked me where I thought he was going. I said to bed because it's getting close to lights out. He said, "No, Joe. By the way, my name is Mike. I mean up or down." Now, I'm not a deeply religious person either, but I said, "Martin, that's not for me to say." He laughed and said, "I know where I'm going. There's only one place for people who have done what I've done. I've killed so many people, Joe. Most of the time it didn't matter who it was. We went into buildings just shooting. There's only one place for me. It's what I deserve." I had absolutely nothing to respond with. When I say that the experience shook me to the core, I really mean it. That man's face is burned into my memory because of that conversation. He passed away the next day. His son kept asking where Joe was at. I quit that day. Working in a nursing home is a haunting place. It takes a special type of person to be able to watch people just die around you.
They make great BuzzFeed
Yeah.
editors.
That's-
Oh, yeah, we should probably not do this.
Yeah, it gets worse.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
So maybe it was good that they deleted the tweet.
I think I've just realized that I want to learn a really, really good joke. And just, like, the ultimate going out on a high note, just on my deathbed, I'll say the joke that I've been rehearsing my entire life.
Yeah.
And then people will laugh, and then I'll just die.
And that'll be it.
And standing ovation for the joke.
Yeah.
Do you wanna hear
What if they didn't like the joke?
I don't have to stick around to hear it.
Yeah, but that would suck if you died and everyone's like, damn, that joke sucked. That's our show. We'll see everyone on Wednesday. Wednesday, we have Duncan Robinson and Aiden Hutchinson.
Twofer for the people.
Michigan, yeah. Wolverines, stand up. Numbers,
40.
69.
22.
25.
61.
I like the conviction there, PFT, or like the hesitation, like,
Yeah,
it's going to be a 61. Oh, 63. You were
Is that
close.
63?
93,
No,
93,
93.
92.
Not
You were
close.
not close. Felt good.
Love you guys.
Chernobyl has become a great place for endangered European megafauna due to humans not being in the area.
Did it just get taken by the
Nature is
Russians?
healing. Yeah, the Russians captured Chernobyl.
Yeah, but there's nothing there.
Except for sick plants
Mm-hmm.
and animals.
Megafauna.
Yeah.
Right. So they conquered a bunch of bears and European bison.
So now they've got an army of bears. Love you guys.